Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a live episode of Master Queen Theatre entitled Who Got $10 on My Honey Buns and Roman Noodles? What's going on, gamer? Happy Tuesday to you. Jamario, what's going on? Gianna, what's good, niece? Sharonda, Luck if you buck, what's going on, lady? Giovanna, Sheila. Oh, you want to see some titties? You want to see some unburdened titties? What's going on, Neptune? Budget B, always good to see. Corey Green, what's going on? Jessica, Kendra, Turtle. Computer moving slow. All right, the Elise 203. What's going on? I'm sorry, 1203. Sailor Glitter Moon. Hello. Oh, come on, computer dang. All right, I got 5 on it. What's going on? Thank you for the blessing, ma'am. I don't think anybody was ready. Matter of fact, I'm still not ready. I can't. Periel. I got my Periel with my Lord seasoning and my Brussels sprouts that look suspiciously like asparagus. I'm sorry, asparagus. And I got my battle that I put my fried ribs in. It's a veritable feast. Barnes in the building. Good to see you. Carolyn Marshall. I always like when you do the shout outs in the group love. That always makes my day for some reason. I don't know. Boo boo. Oatmeal pie titties. Bishop Baltimore, appreciate you as always. Boo boo. Oatmeal pie titties. Let me tell you something. I can't. Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that. Buffoonery masquerading as a radio show. They need to just go on and make that a podcast and just call it a day. They spend a lot less money and suffer a lot less embarrassment. I don't take that thing off the radio. Just make it a podcast. Hope everybody's having a good start to their week. Hope you don't have to beat up too many people, cuss out too many folks. You know what I'm saying? Those of you out there, hope you're keeping warm because the temperature's kind of creeped up this week for everybody, or they're creeping up. I know we're going to have some 90s on this week, and I'm not looking forward to it because y'all know I'm a delicate little flower bud, and I wilts very easily in warmth. You know, I'm more of a fall, winter flower. Man, that was a hot ass mess. I don't know if anybody else heard it or maybe it was just my imagination. But when Sis did her peekaboo flash, I just thought I heard Shorty in the background talking about, oh no, man, put it away. Maybe that was just my mind. I heard that. Not the Barbie tits. Squanda Neal 229. What's going on? Oh, oh. Oh yeah, that was. I was just happy that I had time to tune in for that because I think if I'd have watched that by myself, I would be even more traumatized than I already am. But at least I had people watching it with me, so I didn't feel alone. So I turned out to be less scarred, you know, because that'll make a woman turn gay. Like, you know what? If that's what we got there for men, I'm good. I'll go over to the lady pond and take a dip. I'm cool. Matter of fact, maybe we should just screen record that part and play it on a loop like every 15 minutes on Facebook and YouTube. That way that'll discourage young kids from having sex because it's like, okay, you have sex too early, this is the result, and then just have him flashing his oatmeal pie titty Barbie tits. Appreciate you. Yes, yes, yes. Soldier. I don't know if we can blame that on Francine. I think that's just oof, I think that's just one, how when you used to watch Buffy say, once in a generation Slayer is born. I think it's like once in a generation biological anomaly is born. My name is ACC. Yeah. Well, it is called a steady diet of sugar, grease, and ribs, a lack of mama's love, and inbred genetics. Libra. We are talking about how to avoid sex, and it'll all make sense in a few moments. Like he's a walking prophylactic, very very walking contraceptive tease. Hey Sam and Ramonica. Oh, and D Hicks joins us too. What's going on, peoples? Well, I mean, there's plenty of malt liquor nicotine baby running around here, and and they somehow were able to be more successful, more cognitively sound, and better looking than sis. So you know, maybe it was an expired Colt 45 and Sherm cigarettes. I don't know. You know, I mean, we can ponder and hypothesize all day, and we will never get to the bottom of the genetic petri dish shit show that is Cadwell, Cadwell chocolate egg. So all licking nicotine babies. I mean, I know a few myself, and they turned out not half bad. You know what I'm saying? Very productive, functioning citizens. Oh, y'all wrong. We dragging Colt 45 down to the ground. We know that was Schlitz malt liquor bull. Or better yet, that was Old E. It was Old E and Cool 100s. Oh, Jesus. Not the premier beverage for crackheads across the country. Oh, 3 out of 5 crackheads recommend. Red Moonshine MacDog 2020. Woo. Look here. Until next year. Cross-eyed oatmeal pie. Excuse me. I was watching a little video that that she posted, when she was getting her C-section scar checked out to make sure wasn't pregnant again. And at one point, she had her bulldog mitts covering her middies because even though you're on the table and you're being an example for others, you still is a good Christian woman. So she took her paws and covered her titties to keep a level of modesty. I appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, nephew? Oh yeah, me too. Low key. It was an eye just going every which way. Like, oh my God, are your titties cross-eyed? I think 30 on her. 30 years in the business. Now, which business? I'll let y'all decide, but 30 years in the business. All right, so without further ado, let's get on with tonight's shenanigans. I got to give a shout out, of course, to the OG queen of YouTube, Moose Knuckles. Thank you for the live premiere this afternoon. It's quite hilarious, and it was quite nice being in the chat with y'all instead of being the one facilitating. It was good just to be in the chat and being able to cut up and all that good stuff. So that was good. But yeah, shout out to Moose Knuckles for catching the live and putting it on for us. So, like I said, without further ado, let's go ahead and play this afternoon's live. Oop, wrong one. Here we go. All right.
Hey. Yes, Lord. Hey. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? They talking about this a blouse. This is a man's shirt. This do not look like no blouse, do it? No. Bitch, you are not famous. You are not known. Coming out no damn house. Talking about where the money reside. Where the money. Bitch, please. I'm not going to argue with you. Please. Stop bringing these niggas to my house. Stop bringing these niggas to my house. Hold me, please. 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 Hold me, please.
From what I hear, you are big on gifts or showing your love through gift giving. So I recently started talking to someone new, and in the past led with gifts, but it has also led me astray. The relationships never work, and while they may end up with bags or shoes to show from it, I'm always just left with a broken heart. Aww.
Okay.
My question is, how soon into dating should you start buying that person gifts? I've been talking to this girl for about a month and a half, and her birthday is coming up, but I'm kind of hesitant to go all out because of how it's gone in the past.
Okay.
Any advice?
Absolutely. When I date, usually we always go to dinner. I don't believe in buying gifts because, I've been used before. And I try to not be the sugar daddy, the sugar mama in the relationship.
Now 45 seconds into the video, and we already on that bull. Now you heard it out her mouth. Try not to be the sugar daddy, but the sugar mama in a relationship. Y'all heard it here. Sugar mama. Let me be, I want to be, got to be your sugar, give mama some sugar mama.
Okay.
So my best advice is take it slowly, tread light, because
light
you never know. You know, a user nowadays, we don't know who a user. And folks now want to get to the bag.
They want to get to it.
They want to get to the bag, and folks will do anything. And you have to understand, a snake sheds. When do they shed, Shorty? I need your input on this.
Well, a snake shed when it's time to shed. They shed skin, but it's still a snake.
Correct.
It's still a snake. And
you can feed it,
and the snake gonna slither. Come on.
So, you know, my best advice for you, sir, because I don't want to see you hurt, and I definitely don't want to see your email cursing me out tomorrow. My best advice for you is take it slowly and continue to get to know that person. There's nothing wrong treating that person for a meal. It's just like feeding the homeless.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, it is.
Wait a minute.
So, ladies, gentlemen, so when you treat somebody to dinner on a date, you can use it as a tax write-off because it's almost like feeding the homeless.
When I go out to eat,
saying taking somebody out to eat is like feeding the
absolutely,
homeless?
because
Not the same.
Well, I think like that because I told you I used to be, you know, I used to be homeless. That was one. And then two, I've been used in relationships. Like people will try to use me to buy them gifts and try to use me to buy them food. When we go to fancy restaurants, they'll pull out and say, well, I can't afford it. I already pulled out my American Express. It went through. And I'm looking like, well, child, you just not a homeless person. I pay for it. That's not being mean. It's just like, you know.
You said because somebody can't buy no food is like a homeless.
Yeah, because, you know, at first I couldn't afford those type of meals. You should have warned me. Like you putting up the front, like you driving a nice, and I ain't front. Hopefully this person, not you, you driving a Cadillac. You can't afford stuff now. Like, come on now. I'm paying for your meals.
Well, you know.
Isn't that the same as, you know, leasing a Maserati and, you know, leasing a Jeep and a Range and all this good stuff, and yet being literally days away from being evicted because you were 8 months behind on your rent?
Oh, there's a lot of women who just say yes to dates just so they can eat.
Oh, see? So that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like feeding a homeless person.
Like, let me go out, I don't feel like going on this date. I'll be like, why are you going? Well, because I be hungry.
Like, child, you ain't nothing but a tax write-off. Ding, ding, boom. Okay? And I made sure I put that receipt right at the bottom of my drawer because you know, go ahead, buddy.
I think the gift giving should kind of match the level where y'all at.
Heck no.
Yeah,
no.
Like, you know, you shouldn't come out the gate just... First of all, if you come out the gate doing something you can't maintain, then you setting yourself up, right?
Yes.
So if you come out the gate just going hard back,
sometimes I would do that. Like I will go to and
you gotta keep that up. So let's say, you know, you do that at the beginning, and let's say, you know, it don't turn out how you want to, or let's say it's now it's like if you do anything less than that, that person gonna be like, well, dang, you ain't
like, what is this?
Yeah, you ain't going hard like how you used to. You got, like you say, tread light. You got to do it gradually. You know, so
well, I don't believe in, like, if I date you, I believe in paying your bills. I believe in taking care of your household. Let's say that if your mortgage is behind or your mortgage is coming up, I believe in paying your mortgage, and I'm not capping.
You're true.
Now, how we go from being used for loose bus and, you know, paying for somebody is the equivalent of, you know, treating a homeless person, and, you know, you've been used for gifts and things like that, to when you date, you believe in paying their car note and their mortgage. Again, ma'am, you lease all of your vehicles. You live in a rent efficiency apartment. And again, you were days away from being evicted because you couldn't pay your $750 a month rent note. You can't even keep a roof. Matter of fact, you couldn't even get a roof on your head without having somebody else sign for your apartment. And again, you lease your vehicles. Why am I going to wait or depend on trust on you to pay my mortgage? Matter of fact, why do I have a mortgage and you have an apartment note? That's the bigger question. Why do I have a mortgage and you have a rent bill, but you offering to pay my mortgage?
Well, you can say what you want. And I believe in, like, let's say if you want a new car and if I have to get in your car to go to the movies or to go out to eat, and if I don't like the car, that you need to get a mine, and then maybe if you be good, I might buy you a car.
So wait a minute.
And it has to be
new.
You
just said you don't be doing all that. Now you saying you be paying bills and buying cars.
Well, you misunderstand it. Let me make sure we're on the same page. Shorty show love. Okay? So what I'm...
You know, he called Shorty by that name like 4 times in his live. And each time he want to say, Shorty, show me some love. Shorty, show me some affection. Shorty, show me some tender mercy and kindness. Shorty, just touch me in the morning.
Yeah, I'm going to make it clear. Okay. What do I mean is, it depends on the type of energy. Okay. If I feel like you're genuine, I'm going to buy everything. But if I feel like... that you a user, sometimes I don't feel that right away. Maybe I'm crazy right now, but sometimes I don't feel it. And yes, I will buy you a meal because I'm the type of person, and everybody knows, even my family. If I go out to eat, if I say come out to eat, or if you invite me out to eat, 9 out of 10, I'm going to take her the bill for the whole table. That's how I am, because at the end of the day, I'm the ones that didn't have that. So for those that's trying to figure out how he getting this and how he getting that, well, if you learn how to humble your human being guts, maybe you'll be somewhere feeding the whole table as well.
Okay, well, there it is.
Blue.
Well, bro,
and I'm not a sugar mom, baby. I'm a sugar daddy, baby. I'm out here giving the lows, honey. Okay, bloom.
More like a sweet and low daddy, a Splenda daddy, an aspartame daddy, bending it and spreading it on the low. Not a sugar daddy. You don't even come close to the sugar daddy candy. Not even a sugar baby.
But if I decide today to be a sugar mama, today or tomorrow, I could. But at the end of the day, I still don't want no period. That coffee was good.
That was Drew with Andrew crazy. You know he crazy. Let's do this. Let's do this, ladies. You are less than a month away from Beyonce being in the Lou. And I know you crazy about it, so we're going to get you ready. If he bought you them Beyonce tickets, though, you owe him.
I'm going.
Okay, if he bought you them Beyonce tickets, baby, you owe every piece of all right? Don't play around.
Okay, that was kind of good. Confused. Okay, shorty, I went live. I did.
Oh, that's why you was talking. Okay.
Oh, child.
All right, that's why you.
I mean, if that ain't sassiness personified, got your back arched, got your hand delicately resting on your 7th chin, giving the seductive pouty lips. I bet you if we listen close enough, you can hear him moaning. Shorty, show me some love. Shorty, swing my way. Sure look good to me.
What's up, y'all? What's happening? That's why you switched up from the show.
Someone said, I know that's right. My period can burn in hell. We was talking on a topic. If you guys was listening today on the Odyssey app of Hot 104.1, we were talking about transgender, saying that they don't get periods or something.
That's that video where the transgender basically said periods don't just belong to cis women. Basically, it's a trans woman who want a period for some reason.
Yeah, and what they don't understand is women go through a lot. Like they go through cramps, they go through menopause, they crazy, their attitude, everything within the.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
I don't even come to her house. And don't come on mine. I'll talk to you after. All right. So I love you, Andrew. Hi. You guys know I'm back on social media. I took a break. As you guys know, my birthday is this weekend. And I give you guys some details on that. Not right now. But I wanted to definitely come live and say hi. And I'm very aware about some YouTube pages. And we're not going to talk about that. But we got some stuff in work from the police department. So
Now, come on, Big Mama. That is so 2022. Oh my God. The police. I don't care if it's St. Louis police, Detroit police, the FBI, the CIA, the Russian mafia, the Italian mafiosos. Don't nobody care about you, ma'am. All you do is just tie up their phone lines with frivolous calls. This person called me a woman. This person called me fat. This person said I wear makeup. This person said I wear weave. What is it gonna do? Y'all hurting my feelings. They hurting my feelings. Yeah, I got weight loss. Surgery had them suck out about 45,000 pounds of fat out of my stomach so I could feel good and feel confident. But these people still bothering me. They still talking about me. Help me, please. I'm a wealthy white woman. Help me, please. Ain't nobody thinking about you, ma'am. What you gonna do to call police? Oh, they talking about me. And I mean, take one good look at you, they can see why.
I've been off for a while because I've been super busy. I have been working on some things. Number one, I've been working on my health. I wanted to make sure that I'm at the size that I want to be. I'm at 209, and that's where I want to be at 200. So I need to lose 9 more pounds, shorty. You got to help me.
What happened?
No, I'm at 209. I weighed myself yesterday, and I'm at 209. So my weight is like dropping really fast right now. I'm losing my weight. That's one. 2, you guys, I will not be on here for a while because I am getting face surgery. I love, and before you guys, he's lying about that too. Okay. Andrew, don't you respond. Like talk to yourself. Right. I gotta talk to myself. Today my first day back on social media. So, and I will be going live tonight. So I am getting face surgery. Let me just say this. Because when you are known or when you're in the public eye, you have to make some appearance. You don't? No. I want to say that I did. Okay.
First of all, can anybody tell me? Because I'm not in the medical field, and I've never had any work done to my body, even though I know it's a shock because it's so perfect. But I've never had any work done. But can anybody tell me exactly what does face surgery consist of? I mean, like, are we just like taking off the entire face and replacing it with another face? Are we like scrambling the parts around so that, like, the eyes will be on the bottom and the mouth will be where the nose is? I mean, what are we doing? Just let me know. Just, because maybe I might want to have face surgery. Does it mean something's wrong with your face? Like, your face is just damn ugly? Is it asymmetrical? Is it, even a face a mama can't love and you need to fix it? Let's say, let me know in the comments.
Okay, I went and I felt like I was overweight. I felt like that I was big.
You were.
And I swiped my debit card. I didn't get nothing for free. I saw a lot of your inbox messages.
Not a credit card.
Saying Santabello.
A debit card.
Oh, I'm actually their brand ambassador. I did not get paid for that. And you can ask them. I paid that. They make you pay. And then after, you might get some checks. But I went and had weight loss surgery. And let me just say, not only did I have liposuction, I had a tummy tuck. Not only did I have a tummy tuck, I had the 360 body contour. So yes, bidding, honey. So that means like I had my ribs done, which is sore right now. I had my ribs done like Keisha Kaur. I had my back done. I had my stomach done.
All right, so in the same category as what is a face surgery, how does one get their ribs done? Do they shave off a couple of millimeters off of each rib? Do they, I don't know, cut them in half and push them together? I've heard of removing a rib, but normally when you get a rib removed, a la Janet Jackson allegedly and a la Cher allegedly, that normally gives you what they call a snatched waist without the need for a compression girdle or anything of that nature. Snatch waist, I don't see. Snatching cupcakes off the shelf, yes. Snatching pasta away from First Lady, most likely. Snatched waist, I don't see it. So, again, somebody help me out.
I also had fat removal. And then I heard you guys say that his face is really big now. A lot of your comments can be very mean. But let me just say this. I'm very aware of the comments and what people say about me on social media. But you've been talking about me for a while. You haven't stopped nothing. So I'm putting this out there. I'm having surgery on my face. Okay? And I'm having surgery on my face because I want to. Understand that. So I'm getting this lift up, I'm getting this pushed in, I'm getting all of this cut, I'm getting my nose contour. I love myself, but if I want to continue to spend money on my body, or if Nene Leaks or Candy or Shorty or Denzel Washington or Anthony Anderson, if they want to continue to spend money on anything, like I'm getting veneers.
Wait a minute. Okay. Nene Leaks, yes, she's had multiple surgeries. Candy, yes, she had her breast done. Shorty, what surgical work has Shorty had done? Anthony Anderson? Huh? You just picking random damn names out the back of your head. Notice you didn't say your bestie Kim Zoolander beer buck, and we all know she's had her and Nene is running neck and neck for the most housewife surgeries. But notice he ain't say nothing about Kim Beerback. Very interesting.
If they want to continue to spend money, focus on yourself. Worry about your bank account. Worry about the way you live. Worry about your face. Don't be inboxing me telling me I need to watch out. Honey, I'm very aware of the risk that I'm taking when I lay on the bed to get done my surgery. I was also aware about I lie a lot, or I don't post, or I'm very aware about certain things. That's why I've been very laying low, because we have a court date coming up. Hope you're listening. We have a court date coming up, so I'm gonna leave it as that. But if I was you, I would tread very light on social media.
Nobody want to know about your latest run-in at the bathhouse, or your next episode. I'm gonna bash his windows in because he rejected my advances. Go on with that. Oh yeah, and I miss Denzel. What in the hell surgery has Denzel, the acting god Washington, had? Let me know. You tread lightly. Well, in your case, tread flat-foot and heavily.
With internet bullying, okay? But and I heard they say the radio checks are coming in. I had money before I started here, okay? Whenever I decide to go get, if I want to go eat 20 pieces of chicken right now, I will, and I could. And I sit right back down and get liposuction again.
And did.
All right? Love y'all. Pray for me, okay? My birthday's this weekend. And if you don't like me, pray for me, child. And if you don't like me, honey, you ain't stopping nothing. I watch those comments on YouTube. Not lately, but I read some comments on YouTube. Oh, sis, or oh, mother, or mother somewhere lying, or mother this, making my face as a woman. Child, if I want to be a woman today or tomorrow, but I don't want to go to hell from being gay. So, if I want to be a woman today or tomorrow, I could.
Go,
Okay.
go. NLE Chopper, Lil Wayne. Ain't gonna answer, man. We got that drop off mix coming.
Mother this, making my face as a woman. Child, if I want to be a woman today or tomorrow, but I don't want to go to hell from being gay. So, if I want to be a woman today or tomorrow, I could.
So that means you've thought about it. You've given it a little contemplation, perhaps. Weighed out the pros and cons. Well, if I did, I could finally bag Shorty. But if I don't, then they gonna make fun of me when I, step out in women's heels and skirts again. But if I do, then I can start using all them purses and bags I got stored up in my closet. But if I don't, then I gotta get some different fitting underwear. But if I do, then I can be a woman of the world. But if I don't, then I can't go to the bathhouse no more because they only let men's in. Decisions.
Go,
Okay.
go. NLE Chopper, Lil Wayne. Ain't gonna answer, man. We got that drop off mix coming up around the corner. DJ Chris Down setting up right now. South 1041. Good morning, y'all.
Okay. So, if I was you, I would tread very light because you guys been sitting around talking about. Let me block this person, y'all. That's the stuff that I'm doing now. I'm blocking. I'm not, Did I block the wrong? I want to make sure I ain't blocked the wrong person. I accidentally blocked the wrong person, child.
Drew, that's how you be blocking people when they be saying they don't be doing nothing. And that's exactly how it happened.
I was trying to block this queen.
Unblock that person.
No, he gonna stay blocked, child. Tell him go switch. Okay. All right. I just blocked the wrong person. Girl, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to block you. But I love you. And I understand every time I go live, I'm being screen recorded. But, I also know how to do some serious stuff. What I'm working on now. So you guys pray for me. And you guys want to see my body? Let me show you.
No!
Show you my body, child.
Morning. Ooh, that commercial came in right on time.
Morning. So today I'm still.
For anybody who watches RuPaul's Drag Race, this reminds me of Candy Muse's titties. I start calling him Sucky Hana out here showing your titties on Instagram Live. How dare you? They should have flagged you for indecency and for nudity.
Awareness. This is where I got my liposuction right there. That's liposuction. And as you guys saw on the video, because I'm working out today, I'm gonna work out today. I got me a big old shirt. As you guys saw,
he ain't working out. He just going walking.
They're still working out.
He ain't working out, y'all.
Boy, they still working out, shorty.
He ain't working out. He just going walking.
No.
Drink y'all water. I ain't got no bottles today. I got my glass.
I will not be drinking that water out there, child.
Peace and love.
So this makes me so sad. Nothing wrong with your face. What? I mean, why they keep saying I make them sad?
Because you keep saying you're gonna do stuff to your face.
Well, I got an appointment today with doctor. I'm not saying his name until after I get paid. So, you guys know? Have you guys know that how's British? She's good. I've been in contact with her. Tell Marion to shut up. That is a Marion. Yeah. So have you guys noticed hating on me ain't working? As you guys, let me shut up. Let me be quiet too. You know, I got to move in silence, child. I got some. You know, I'm working on a project next month. Your face look good.
First of all, whoever just lied and said his face looked good, you're going to hell. Such a bald face lie. Second of all, you know, mama always working on a project. I mean, we 5 days from August, and we still waiting on this Broadway premiere that was supposed to happen back in the wintertime. We still waiting on the move to a $900,000 condo with the imported Italian marble cabinets. We still waiting on the move to DC because, you know, you was gonna be doing a project and you was gonna have to be bisexual. I mean, bi-coastal, and, you know, go from St. Louis to Washington D.C. You know, we still waiting on that. So project you working on is maybe moving to the projects after eviction, but that's about the only project you're working on, allegedly.
I know, but I still want to do. I'm still gonna do some stuff. I might need to have them to cut my throat or something, child. I'm like, I don't know. Have you guys known?
No need to cut the throat. That's very it's very drastic. All you gotta do is cut the number of male visitors you have to your playground, and have them leave their deposits on your face like a good woman instead of in your throat.
Talking about me just haven't worked. I still live good. I still live good. Still. Stop eating carbs. Yeah, I'm 209. I think I'm gonna eat whatever I want to eat right now. No more reading people, Andrew. Okay, baby, I won't be reading people. August 86 said I miss you, Drew. I miss you guys too, but you guys have to understand that I didn't go live because I want to make sure my body is completely healed. I was not going to go live and read somebody that's sitting around unhappy with themselves, and I'm sitting around trying to heal. Shorty, going live, entertainment people and reading some of the comments, and your body is not fully healed, you'll be somewhere dead. And I was not finna let y'all kill me. I was not. But I have.
What the fuck? The reason why you didn't go live is because you was letting your body heal. Because, you know, how dare you be on live reading people and you ain't healed yet? Because otherwise you was gonna drop dead. Because that was on your discharge papers from Sonabella. You know, avoid heavy lifting. You know, bending over more than 65 degrees. Also avoid reading people and talking about people online until you're fully and completely healed. Otherwise, internal hemorrhaging will appear. Okay.
I've been talking to my friend, Kim Zodiac. I've been on the phone with Kim all night long. Matter of fact, I'm going to call her right now. I've been on the phone with Kim all night long. Kim Zodiac. We was on the phone all night long. And then I text Anthony Anderson. I text him about his seasoning. You know, shorty, he gonna have to send some season up here.
Now, if I was somewhat moderately famous, you know, and I have celebrity friends and I'm the who's who and the what's what and who knows what, seems to me I would be used to having celebrity people in my phone. So it wouldn't be impressive for me to just randomly drop names like, yes, I was on the phone with Zim. Yeah, her name is Zim. Kim Zubak Beerfront from Real Housewives all night. All night. Yes. Kim Zoolander. Yes, Kim Zoolander. Brokeback Mountain. And then after I got off the phone with her, then I was texting Anthony Anderson. Who does that? Beyonce don't go on the phone talking about she was talking with former President Obama. Babyface wasn't, you know, online to my after I got off the phone with Teddy Riley. I was who does that? someone who is severely and obviously still insecure about themselves. Now, I thought you got this surgery and all this good stuff to make yourself feel better about yourself, and you know, it just was just remarkable and wonderful. Now you feel so good about yourself because you had low self-esteem and all that good stuff. But clearly, you are still the hurt little girl begging for mama's attention because you are here still name dropping and telling us who you talk to on the phone, whether we believe it or not. I mean, that is telltale signs of someone who still just wants to be accepted and who wants love, affection, and attention. And they don't care how they get it, just as long as they get it. That's just my opinion.
He's working on some him and Cedric the Entertainment has some type of season for like barbecue and stuff, and it's so good. Miss Tardy for the party. Don't y'all start with Kim. That's my girl. That's my girl. Hey, Atlanta. I will be in your city next month at the Old Lady Game. Okay? There's nothing work, but we working on something, me and Candy. But I will be in y'all city next month, the Old Lady. I just want to warn y'all, go support Candy from Housewives of Atlanta at the Old Lady Game. It's Cedric the Entertainment. Yeah. So go support Candy, the Old Lady Game. I love they fried chicken. I love they ribs. I love they cornbread, they greens. I love all of that. Okay. Oh my God, please just log off. What's wrong? I mean, is I'm pronouncing words wrong? I mean, I think you've been knowing me for a very long time that I pronounce words wrong. If that offend you, do me a favor and unfollow. Make it easy. Come on, make it easy, baby. Because today my first day going back live, and I would not be entertainment. Nothing that's not pop. I'm too blessed. Too blessed. I'm too blessed. I'm too blessed. I'm 30 years old. What 30-year-old able to work on the radio, drive nice things, connected with many successful people. I'm connected to my supporters. Just because you might not have millions, you bought something from my online store, you supported me, you are still my family. So I'm not finna come on here and downgrade the people because I'm mentioning celebrities' name. I'm just telling you what happened last night. But if you feel like you're not part of it, maybe you might need to change the way you are. Or maybe you need to approach me more. Maybe I'll approach you back. Because at the end of the day, they approach me. Okay? So try to give me some respect. I just don't throw celebrities in your face. I'm telling you, somebody asked on there what I did last night, and I'm telling you, I was on the phone with Kim.
So you don't throw celebrities' names in our face, but you literally foamed at the mouth about talking to a former housewife has-been, one-hit wonder. You literally repeated her name 10 times and then threw Anthony Anderson in there for good measure because, most of us don't give a hell about Kim Zoolander beer freak. So you threw in Anthony Anderson for good measure. Anybody else would have said, "Oh, I just spent all night on the phone talking to my girlfriend or my best friend or my good gal pal." No, you had a name drop.
She's going through something right now. You're almost ready to. Look, she's texting me right now. You're almost ready for your party. Are you watching, Kim? Let me on my computer. How long y'all finna let y'all say hi to Kim?
No, we're good.
Oh my, hold on. Okay, there we go. FaceTime. Okay, let's see. Okay, how do I go on my contact list on my computer? I've never done this before, shorty. Let's see, Kim. Kim.
Let's go. WHHM. Hazelwood, St. Louis.
You know what it is? Let's go.
How do I FaceTime on my computer?
One show in the city.
On Hot 104.1.
It's the whole thing. Shorty, Janelle, you waking you up. The whole thing. Like Everson Station, Hot 104.1. The whole thing. Yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning. Thank God it's a good day. St. Louis over everything. Like what you want, 55? Round on 70 on 44. Out there on 270. They bumping the home team. It's the morning show. The kids out. We're picking the kids up. We're going to work. We got you covered this early. Checking with traffic. Holla. The whole thing. Oh, shorty back. Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you exactly what they talked about, Cassie. They had a heated debate because Mama Shimlander wanted to know how Kim would feel if he started dating Croy. And Kim was like, well, I mean, we don't like each other right now, but I would feel some type of way, seeing as though we're not even divorced yet. And Shim was like, yeah, I get that. But I'm saying, how would you feel, though? Because, you know, And so they went back and forth for like a good hour and a half. And Kim, in all of her plastic surgery, gambling haze, still tried to, you know, clue sis on, you know, the girl code and, you know, how you don't go after somebody sloppy seconds. And Shim just could not understand what was the point. I mean, you know, you don't like him anymore. You know, you got what you wanted out of him. Let me have my fun. Let me have my turn, you know. And he just doesn't get girl code. And so after about a good 2 hours, Kim just, you know, took one last drag, puff on her cigarette and said, you know what? I'm done with this conversation. I'll just talk to you tomorrow. And Shim was like, okay, can you give Croy my number? And that was about it.
Go ahead, shout out Andrew Caldwell. Oh Lord, they gon' bring in the shade, and I'ma just give you the shine. So tap in, get the Odyssey app, then listen online, baby. It's the whole thing. Shorty, Janelle, you waking you up. The whole thing. Like Everson Station, Hot 104.1. The whole thing. Yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning. Thank God it's a good
Yeah, you know that. Big St. Louis over everything. Big STL energy.
You know. Get your wigs, get your lashes, get your umbrella, get your brags.
Good morning and God bless y'all. We getting to it on your Tuesday morning. Let's run it up. On this 25th day of July, y'all, they are saying this is going to be the hottest week of the year. By Thursday, Friday, we supposed to reach 101, 102. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this ain't nothing.
I just hope that it's not hot this weekend because I'm going to actually spend, you know, some quality time with all my friends and family and my co-host, my friend, Shorty Show Love, will be, don't set a location now, Shorty. Okay. Shorty Show Love will be in the building and all of my celebrity friends are coming in town. I got all their plane tickets, they're booking.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Okay, put a pin in that. Okay, he said all of his celebrity friends are coming in. He got their plane tickets and their booking. Okay, again, put a pin in that. He got their plane tickets and their booking. All right.
Andrew is a Leo. His birthday is on Saturday.
Yes.
And as it is on Saturday.
Oh, chat. Well, at least we're going to be inside in a very nice luxury place.
Okay. All right.
You know? That's
what's up, man. So shout out to all the Leos out there. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday going out to my brother Theo.
Happy birthday, Theo.
Love you, bro. So this is the time right now. If you know a Leo, you want to give a birthday shout, you want to tell somebody good morning, you want to tell somebody you love them, you want to tell somebody to have a good day, this is the time right now during that drop-off mix as we get you on your way, okay? Shout out everybody on the way to run it up, 314-659-1041. Ladies, I'm sure you're aware, but you are less than a month away from Beyonce being in St. Louis. She's taking over the Dome. The countdown is real. Do you got your outfit? Got your appointment made? You take off of work the next day? Because I know you're going to need it. Crystal, what we on? It's Hot 104.1.
Where you got it, I'm the hottest around there. No when they see you rolling them polish around me. With the
Shorty, they said I had to pay my celebrity friends to come. I paid y'all to come. I just looked at those comments, child.
Wait, before we get into the next part of the discussion, did y'all see how daintily and sassily he took off them headphones? Let me rewind it for those who missed it.
Need it. Crystal, what we on? This hot 1041.
Already got it. I'm the hottest around there. Know when they see you rolling them polish around it. With the top down, feeling the sound.
Shorty, they said I had to pay my celebrity friends to come. I paid y'all to come. I just looked at those comments, child. Child, I have 365 people coming to my dinner.
365 people. Who has 365 invites or guests or seats? Period. That is such a random number. Where did we get that from? Could it be the days of the year, perhaps? Somebody put in the chat, I think it was Moose's chat earlier, talking about you don't invite 300 people to a wedding reception. The average person has like 100 to maybe 200 if you just feeling like that girl and you feel like paying for them extra plates. But nobody has 300 guests, let alone 365 guests, let alone to a birthday party in St. Louis.
Okay. You will see this week. Stay tuned.
Yo, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
What's
Good morning.
happening? How your phone going in and out? What you doing?
I got the radio.
All right, take it off speakerphone. That's probably what it is.
Okay, hold on. Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, there you go. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Good morning.
What's happening? Who you showing love to?
I want to shout out Nisha. It's her birthday today.
Okay, Nisha. Go, Nisha. It's your birthday.
Hey.
And who this calling in for Nisha?
It's me. I'm a Virgo, so you know I'm up next.
I mean, you know how we do. Come on,
Virgo.
Excuse me. You know what? We're gonna let them rock, Nene, but we already know.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Okay.
Thank you, but it's not your time yet.
We know who the
we
best
get
is.
3 months.
Hey, what we say? We're gonna let y'all finish, but Virgos are the best to ever do it. Okay, all right.
Serious.
All right, Nene.
No. Every time my birthday comes, they always come with the Virgos. Virgos must be right after.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, Lord. I will see you soon. I'm going to work. Hi, Melanie. I can't wait to see you this.
Good morning. Good
Yeah.
morning.
You got your white ready? Sure, you got your white ready?
Shout out Nisha. It's her birthday.
All right now.
Today.
Okay, Nisha. Go, Nisha. It's your birthday. And who this calling in for Nisha?
Why did you have to buy their? I did not buy. I did not buy their flights. They sent me their flights. Okay, so I'm having a birthday dinner this weekend, right? A huge. And what do I mean about they sent me their flights and stuff information? That means that my team is going to make sure when they get off the airplane, that we have a special car to take them to the place that they're going. I did not buy none of their tickets. I don't know where you guys get that from. I wouldn't.
Let's take the pin out of that thing we talked about just a little while ago. Where did we get that from? Because you said it out of your own snout 2 minutes ago. You got their plane tickets and their booking, which means to anyone who graduated from English 1, that you bought, purchased, paid for, attained their plane tickets. Okay. All of us didn't graduate from an IEP class in the basement of the church. Okay. Some of us actually went to real school with real boys and girls and graduated on time with a real diploma. But that's a whole nother statement. Second of all, if I'm a celebrity, famous person, and I fly in from, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm flying from Atlanta, right? I fly in the afternoon. I've been up for the most part of the day. I've been on the flight. I've been in the airport. I've been waiting, all this good stuff. Why am I going straight to the venue? Wouldn't I don't know, go to the hotel room to get freshened up, take a shower, put on some non-wrinkled clothes, put on my new lace front instead of the one I've been traveling in all day? I mean, just would seem like I would want to, get refreshed, especially if it's supposed to be a white party, because I'm going to wear my white outfit on the plane. Okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to, go through luggage claim, baggage check, and all that good stuff. I'm going to get in a little Honda Accord that you rented for me, and I'm going to go to the venue, and I'm all right with that. Child, the ghetto.
Would never do that. It's my birthday. Why would I buy their stuff? They're not performing. They're not talking. We already have a program. Okay? So you taking contents which not even came out of my mouth. Please stop saying it. I never bought Kim Zodiac candy. I never bought none of their stuff. Okay? Don't even put that out there. That's sick. I said we got their flights information because once you get off the airplane, I'm going to make sure my team, I have a whole team. Shout out to Stacy. I've been working with, I'm not saying where she work at, just shout out to Stacy. But shout out to Crystal. Shout out to May. Shout out to Dana. Shout out to Rachel. Shout out to so many people. Okay? So there's 25 of them that's working on this event. Okay? So I don't have to buy their stuff. They're all coming. Okay?
Okay. I'm giving y'all some homework. Okay, class? Okay, so Mama's birthday is the 28th, right? So that's Friday. So on Thursday and Friday, I want y'all to randomly check some Instagram pages, Kim Zodiac, Candy, Anthony Anderson. I want you to just kind of peruse their Instagrams and see if they, drop any hints about, catching a flight, got an important event this weekend. They picked out their white outfit, just random things that might indicate that, they're going to buy invite only for celebrity blue check mark party. All right, just do that. Yeah.
And it's a private dinner with private location. You will know after I have it. I want my 30th birthday to be very close with family and friends. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me step out. All right. So I wanted my birthday to be very close. He's recording something right now. So I had to step out. He's recording. So this is my 30th birthday. A flyer will be out because I'm definitely going to celebrate my birthday this week with my supporters. Every year on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, I will have something for my supporters, a special service. So get ready. I'm working on that as well. So get ready. Okay. Be positive. Be nice. Y'all doing too much in the comments, and I don't want to have to block you. I know you've been watching me on YouTube or looking at old stuff or finding negative because you have nothing. So please stop. Please. I don't have time for that. Go get you a job. Go get you a life. Go lose some weight. Yeah, I said lose weight because that means when you lose weight, you feel good. Yeah, I feel so much better since I got my weight loss surgery. Since I went and got the surgery, I feel so good.
You feel so good. You feel so good. You're so at peace after you got those, 17 kids snatched from your belly and that so good. And yet you still need to go have your face done and your titties lifted and your cheeks hollowed in and pointed up. You want high cheekbones and all that good stuff. But you feel so good. So good, huh? Okay.
I feel so positive. Okay? Be nice. Be nice. Y'all so negative. All right? See y'all later. Hi, Miss Debbie. Be nice. Be nice. A lot of y'all don't have nothing. I can tell. I don't care what you have. I don't want it. But when you go on people's lives, when you walk in somebody else's house, you treat them with respect and you treat them with love. If you don't treat me with love or respect, you don't have to follow me. You don't have to talk to me. Okay? Because I'm not going to entertain you no more. Okay? I go live when I want to, not when you want me to. All right? Okay. Somebody said that I get a BBL. No, I didn't get BBL, but if I wanted one, I go get one. Love you guys. Bye. Hold me, please. Hold me, please.
So again, if he wanted a BBL, he would go get one. Which means he's contemplated it, thought about it, tossed it around in his head, do's and don'ts.
Did you know that pornography addiction
No,
affects
shut
even
up. He was like, well, if I get one, maybe I get Shorty to show me some love. But then I'll fall, so if I get one, then I'm gonna have to buy some more pants and more panties because these ain't gonna fit no more. But then if I get them, I'm gonna have all eyes on me like Tupac. But then again, if I get it, then I might have random people, running up and touching my booty. But that might also be a plus if it's the men's. But that might also be a minus if it's women's, because I don't want women's touching me, not even on my side. But then again, I already have trouble, wiping my own behind as it is. So if I get a BBL, that's just gonna be more trouble I'm gonna have. Then I'm gonna have to go down to the local car wash and hit the hose every time I go do something. Yeah. But then again, if I do get it, that's more cushion for the pushing. Bishop might, give me a call back. He might come over more than, once a month. But then again, do I really want to bring all the boys to my yard? Because I am lactose intolerant. Decisions. I don't know. I can't, y'all. That man is he is a walking case study. He would make a psychiatrist happy. 6 months to study him just in his regular environment. That's a good 6 volumes right there. There could be at least 3 mental diseases named after Shem. Anyway, let's see. All right, so that was it for Moose Knuckles. I just really want to know. So in the weekend, not only are you hosting a very high class, luxury, quality, heavy, private shindig for 365 of your closest celebrity friends, but you're also going to find time to bless us lowly people on the internet with your presence again, and give us the time to celebrate and sing your praises. I think that it's just so benevolent and so giving of you to spread yourself so thin, and we're not even paying you, and we're not even promising you a moist night ring if you spread yourself low and wide. I just think that is very generous. You know, I'm here for the shenanigans. I can't wait to see what happens. Like I said, I'm just going to check out some random celebrities' social media pages this weekend to see if anybody's at the airport. Heading to Missouri. For a charitable crackhead dinner. Maybe everybody's gonna fly out and they're looking at it as a charitable donation. But there's this very tall, overgrown Make-A-Wish kid in St. Louis, and one of his last wishes was to have real celebrities with actual money who have fans come and show him some love, and just for a day he wants to be one of the beautiful people, one of the important people. So we're all going to get together and we're going to make this little boy's wish come true. That's what it is. And that's why, technically he's taking care of the people's tickets, because the Make-A-Wish Foundation is going to pay for all these people to fly out and, give him one last hurrah before he goes off into the early retirement sunset. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay. I cracked the code yet again. All right. So enough about that walking axe wound. So I recently came across an interview that Carlos King, infamous in the reality show sector, one of the founding producers for Housewives of Atlanta, he did a 2-part sit-down episode with Andrew's mentor and idol, Lanithia Nene Leakes. And I just want to play a portion of it, see if you guys got interest in it. And I just want to get your thoughts about it. I already have mine formulated, but, just want to have you guys check it out. We can see where all the heinous magic of Caldwell was created, because it all started with Nene. Nene did it first. So let's see. Give me a second, y'all.
And I knew just the place. A place that has inspired me since I began my career as a photographer. Grand Teton National Park. Stay tuned as we head to the mountains for our first big event.
All right, I promise I'm gonna stop being cheap. I'm gonna break down and get the YouTube with no ads. I promise.
Oh, hey, we have royalties. Oh, baby. You're giving me Little Mermaid.
Well, the queen is here, honey.
Honey, the queen of reality television.
How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you, honey?
Well, honey, I am even more blessed.
You look good, bitch.
Well, I have to go give you girls a little moment, honey. Well, only age backwards, honey. You never go forward. You always go backwards. There's that brown sugar.
Oh, yes.
Bring it and put it
Oh,
on my
honey, the
leg
girls are about to gag.
right here. I live for me to put you on stat, bitch.
Oh, baby.
I said, bitch, I'm not going on Zoom. Are you?
Real quick, you know how Sis was recently rocking his crisscross jump mystical hair, right? Now you see these two pieces that Nene got in front, right? And she keep moving them. Sis had them 2 braids in front, and he keeps swiping them out his way. Inspiration? Coincidence? Who knows?
Are you serious?
Nene said, I ain't doing your clawfist, honey. We'll be having a in-person. You are, I just can't wait for this.
Ready? Are you ready?
Come on, Massey.
What's going on? What's going on? Ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Yes, Atlanta. Yeah.
This is good.
I think you should have more in person.
Okay.
I think that is. I feel like you get to feel their energy.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying, and then
yeah.
you guys get to, laugh and kiki together.
Yeah.
And then people get to see what they're wearing and how they're looking. Because I feel like on Zoom, I could stop and go and pee. And
not pee.
Yeah, fill it up, honey. Yes, I could go and pee. So, and I just feel like we lose the moment.
Well, no, that's why when you hit me up and said it has to be in person, it was a no-brainer.
Well, I feel like it has to be in person for me because I am her. But everyone else, I feel like they are they, and they can sit outside. It wouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
But because I am her.
You are her.
Yeah, and I should be always in person. I feel like doing Zoom is like, we're not in a pandemic. So why am I don't guess we are we still? I mean, I'm sure there's still a lot of viruses floating around out here. However, I would rather take the COVID test and sit in person.
Well, I just got red in my Monique voice. I feel red.
Well, you'll be okay.
How is Monique doing, Monique?
Oh, she's doing. Oh my gosh, she just texted me like a couple weeks ago and said that she had been thinking about me and how much she missed me. And
she's still with Chuck.
She's still with Chuck.
Oh, good for her.
Yes, they're empty nesters. Their sons are off to college.
Is the house empty?
They sold the house. They moved to something smaller because it's just the two of them.
Oh, and they're still married.
They're still married.
Oh, good.
They work through their issues.
Okay, Phaedra.
You know, relationships go through highs and lows.
Okay.
You've been married for 18 years. You haven't divorced yet.
No, my African is still around.
But do you have a side piece?
No, I don't.
Oh, of course you would say that on
No.
Okay.
I'm very faithful.
Yeah, keep it very real, honey.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and you and I are just alike.
But do you still like him?
You know what?
Because it's important to like them.
I'm going to say this. I have a newfound appreciation for him.
You do.
And one thing you and I always talked about is your marriage to Greg, may he rest in peace, reminded me a lot of me and my African.
Yes.
Because
don't try to say you got an African, honey.
I do. We all have an African.
Oh, please. But you're trying to say you got one of those Africans.
Well, you know, I had him first before Portia and
please,
and Mr. Chocolate. It was me.
Well, honey,
I was the
those
first.
Africans have always had a love for us long-legged girls, honey.
Don't they?
Carlos is out of control. Carlos, what you
had the first
you told him to
African.
put some stuff on your knees.
Can you beat my knee, please?
You guys, Carlos is out of control.
No,
now,
so
listen, but I understand where you're coming from. After being married for so long, you do at some point find like this another level of respect for them. It's a newfound love for them.
He was
and it's
with me from the
important to
beginning.
like him.
I like him a lot, and I like him because, and we're gonna get into this too.
Mm-hmm.
I know at the end of the day, he doesn't want me for my fame or money.
That's right.
When I met him, I was an intern at 11 Alive, like you, bitch.
No, you wasn't like me, bitch. When I met you, bitch, you were out of everything, honey. You were on E, bitch. and honey, you came together in the end.
I did. God is good, honey. I've been delivered.
I'm so happy for you, though.
Yes,
and I love that you guys are still together.
We
Do
are.
you think that you would be one of those gay couples who would have a baby?
Yes.
Ooh.
We do want kids. I want a boy and a girl. And
when are you going to start? You're getting old.
Well, no. Well, honey, my money needs to get older.
Oh, you got good money, Carlos. You can have a baby right now. You want to be able to play with the baby and travel and do things with the baby. So who's going to get pregnant, you or him?
Oh.
Is the camera's rolling, honey? We have to get him because he tried it. Red came over here.
You know,
now,
Red,
have
honey.
you know Red that just came over here? So you guys are all in the background here. Red has been with us for years.
He and I started the same day, same time.
Oh, you guys switch positions though all the time. It seems like
Pause. I don't know about us.
Not that kind of position. Not that kind of position. Not that kind of position. Not that kind of position.
No,
I mean, you know, you leveled up is what I mean. You leveled up.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, you started too. You were, you know, at the bottom.
And baby,
and that's how it goes. You know, when I came in, the girls, I think, consider me to be like, you know.
We're going to get into that.
What do you call it?
The bottom.
Not the bottom. What's the other word? They used to call me.
Beneath them?
No, not beneath them. Oh my gosh, I forget the term for it.
They gave you a term. You mean the
word?
Oh,
oh my God. Everybody else seemed to have everything, and they made me feel like I was like
on the come up.
No, not even on the come up. I forget the word for it. Oh my God. Anyway,
yeah. No, we're gonna get into all of that because I was there from the beginning.
I can interview you while you're interviewing me, honey.
Oh, you already know. That's what we're gonna do.
So we're gonna get you together. We started together, honey.
Cheers, bitch.
To the girls' weekend.
Yeah! You better watch those B-words, baby, before you head over there in the ocean.
Come on, Candy, let's go make some beats, baby.
Yes, honey.
Okay.
Where's Demetria? Because the only thing we have in common is, A, yours is going and mine has been here.
Yes. Those were some sayings, honey.
Baby.
I don't know where they came from, but honey,
Baby.
I coughed them up, and they came.
Those were the good old days, honey, when the show was good.
Am I sitting okay, Dre? Thank you.
You have a good team.
Yeah, don't live for them. They tries it. You know, he works with Drew.
Oh, so Dora. Oh, I'm sorry. That was not shade. No, that was, oh my God. This is going to be the shadiest interview if we haven't even officially started.
Well, listen, let me just say
Drew.
I've met Drew. I mean, I haven't watched season 15.
Have you watched 14 or 13 or 12?
No, I don't watch. I've never watched since I left, but I have honestly watched the clips that have come down social media.
Okay.
But me turning my TV on and tuning in is something I just cannot do.
If you're tired of spending a ton on all your streaming services, then welcome to Philo. Say goodbye to cable boxes, long contracts, and endless searches for something to watch, and hello to more than 70 channels and thousands of movies for just $25 a month. Your favorite networks and shows live and on demand, plus an unlimited DVR to save them all? Philo's got you covered. With a free 7-day trial, you can sit back, relax, and save hundreds. Visit philo.tv to start streaming and find out why people who love TV love Philo.
Because as far as I'm concerned, they're all sitting in my house, the house that I built. And it seemed like it's tumbling down.
I'll say this much. Well, let's get back into that because I want to start this off and we'll get into it.
Mm-hmm.
This has been years in the making.
Yes.
You have been my most requested guest since I
shows.
started the podcast.
Yes, people requested me everywhere.
No, everywhere. And I wanted to make sure it was special when you came on the podcast. And one thing I appreciate about you, and I want the world to know this, Nene is the one who said, I want to come on your podcast.
Yes.
And
I'm ready because you asked me in the past.
Yes, I've asked her in the past and she said, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
And our friendship is not predicated on an interview.
No.
At all. You mean the world to me.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Ness, don't do that.
I know. Listen, I got to get this out before we start. You mean the world to me. You really do. And I don't have the emotional capacity to express to you right now how much you mean to me. I adore you.
Oh.
I love you. The first day we met, we clicked.
Yes.
You had a quick weave and I had a bald fade. We were both broke, but we were rich in happiness.
That's what I used to say. We're rich and happiness.
Bitch, we were both struggling.
I wouldn't say broke. I would say struggling because I was living and eating good. But we were making ends. It was paycheck to paycheck, honey.
Yes, we were making ends meet. But all jokes aside, I want to say thank you for coming on Reality with the King. You made it on my list.
Yes.
No surprise.
Yes.
The #1 greatest housewife of all time. Yes. You built the Real Housewives franchise on your back,
I did.
On your eyelashes, your fingernail, and your lace front. And at the end of the day, and I'm going to say this publicly, there will not be a Real Housewives franchise if it wasn't for you building the house that we call the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And you may not get that every day, or you may not get that from somebody who started day one with you. And I want to use my platform to let the world know you literally you are the reason why we're able to enjoy the franchise that we watch today. So I wanted you to know that.
Thank you so much.
Yes, round of applause for Nene Leakes. First question, though, is this. How are you?
I am doing really well. I have come a long ways because the first time you reached out to me and asked me to come on the show, I said, I'm not ready right now. I would have not been good on the show. Today, I feel like I'm in a very good place. I'm happy. I can always be happier, but I'm very happy and I'm comfortable and I'm okay. I'm really okay.
No, you and bitch, you look good.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Can we start there?
Well, okay. I feel good.
No, you look amazing. And I do want to go back to the first day we met.
Yeah.
This was 2008.
Yes.
I left New York City.
Yes.
A friend of mine named Joy said, look, girl, there's an opportunity to go to Atlanta. My African was living in Atlanta at the time. And she said, it may be called The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Do you want to do it? Because she knew I loved reality television. And I said, of course. And what people don't know is as producers, you're assigned a reality star.
Yes, you are.
And I was assigned you and Deshaun Snow.
Yes, you are.
And the first day I met you, I was enamored with everything.
You know, it's funny. I always feel some type of way when we say that one person is responsible for the success of an ensemble show. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people blow smoke up Nene's moose crack and say that she is the reason for the success of Real Housewives. And yeah, when you think of Housewives of Atlanta, most of the time you do think of Nene Leakes. And she's had, you know, her fair share of memes and quotable lines. But to me, she is not responsible for Real Housewives. That's why it's an ensemble show. If she was that girl, she would have had her own show. Notice she never got a spinoff. The only spinoff she got was when she was going through the whole remarriage thing with Greg. And that was what, a 5-part episode. And that was the first and last spinoff that she had. I mean, you had some guest roles on Glee where you were a guest star. You were on the show The New Normal, and that didn't even last a full season. So, yeah, she's a memorable character, but she's not the character from Real Housewives. Just saying. Not taking anything away from her, but she is not the girl. If she was, she would still be around. But, you know, that's a whole nother conversation.
That you possessed.
Thank you.
You were the quintessential star. And the first thing you said to me was, hey, bitch. Hey, girl.
Welcome.
Welcome to my house, bitch. And we instantly clicked.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that season that this show was going to be the biggest Bravo show that has ever been on the network and that you would be the biggest star that Bravo has ever seen?
No.
See, now, Hood Star, I don't know about that because, see, Beyonce left and went way beyond anything that Destiny's Child really could have given her. Nene is more like the Kelly Rowland of Housewives. Good in her own right. We like what she can do, but that solo career just never really took off like we expected. You know, I wouldn't even give her to Michelle because Michelle had a lot of solo success in her gospel career. I'm gonna give she is the LaToya Luckett of Housewives. Yes. She's LaToya Luckett of Housewives. There we go. That's a better comparison.
I didn't know. I didn't even know what we were doing. And I don't think a lot of us did. Did you?
No.
I don't think we were just kind of like floating around. I remember like 3 weeks into filming, I said to myself at home, like, I just feel like I'm trying so hard and pushing and not being myself that I am now going to go on camera and be me and be who I am. And I think that's when everything took a turn. It was like 3 weeks of shooting. And I said, I don't feel like I'm being me. Like, I wasn't loose. I wasn't myself. And I went home and I said, the only way I'm going to be able to do this is that I just be Nene Leakes 100%, just act like I act, talk the way I talk, do stuff the way I do it. And that's the only way it's going to work. And I just came and started doing what I do and just talk.
Lisa Vanderpump is the Beyonce of Housewives. Lisa Vanderpump started her career on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and then she did the Vanderpump Rules and something else, and she had a show on Peacock, and Vanderpump Rules lasted how long? Let me look it up because I'm not necessarily a fan of hers for real. Plus, she had a acting career before Real Housewives. Vanderpump Rules. I can't find it. Where's it at? Vanderpump Rules went on for 10 seasons. So I'm going to give Lisa Vanderpump the Beyonce title of Housewives. There we go. And I know Hood Stars hating in the comments, but
talk how I talk. And I was afraid to do that because I thought people would be looking at me like, okay, she's originally from Queens. Hello, Quincy York, with the Southern twang, because I lived in Georgia for so long since I was a kid. And I just thought people wouldn't like the way that I talked and all my Southernness and just the things that I would say.
Were you afraid that people call you ghetto?
I was never afraid of that.
Okay.
It was just that I just felt like I didn't have maybe the flair that some of the other girls had. Obviously, these girls like Deshaun Snow was living in a 15,000 square foot mansion. I'm over here living in my little 5,000 square foot place at the time. And Sheree is living in a 12,000 square foot house.
With a broken gate.
Yeah, with a broken gate. And Kim Zolciak was living off of Big Papa at the time with all of her bracelets on. And so I felt like, well, dang, what am I going to do? And I just decided that I was going to just be me and we'll just see how that works.
I'll say this to you. The first day I knew this show was a hit was we were at Sheree's house. Filming Sheree's birthday party.
Yes.
And you arrived with Kim after changing clothes at the Shell gas station. And we're filming and you walked up to get in the house. And the executive producer at the time, Kenny Hall, was like,
Kenny Hall.
Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
You were like, hey, bitch, I got my little black dress on, my eyes popping, lips busting.
Yeah.
And you walked up in the house and got rejected from entering. And you broke the fourth wall. You were the first person to break the fourth wall. You said, I'm a housewife. Right. You see these cameras following me, bitch? I need to be here. And the security guard was like, I was told if you're not on the list, you
could not come in.
You could not come in. And you went ham and cheese. And then y'all went to a restaurant called Twist afterwards and let Sheree have it. That was the moment I knew this show was going to be a hit. Sheree has admitted since then on my podcast that she did purposely leave you off the list.
Oh, I know she did.
Now that you know that, what would you like to say to Sheree?
Nothing. Not a thing. Why would I give her any pointers?
Ooh.
That's probably the best thing she did was leave me off of the list. Honestly, like you said, the show became like huge from that moment forward. But I always knew she purposely left me off the list. I always knew she purposely left me off the list. Now, the question would be why? Why leave me off the list, honey? Without me, there's no you.
Well, she said that you two weren't getting along at the time and that she was, following her own reality. She was pressured by the producer.
Side note, just looking at your comment, does anybody remember when Bravo was for like arts and entertainment? It was for like stage shows and like real acting professionals. Was it like Inside the Actors Theater with James Lipton, where they interview like Broadway stars, Emmy winners and stuff like that. It was real highbrow and it was for the arts. Anybody remember that? Before Andy Cohen took over and it segued into what it is now.
To invite you, and she felt like this is my home, my sanctuary. Okay. And if me and this girl are getting along, she should not step foot in my household.
Well, that's a good thing that she was following her own reality, which has taken her not far. But it was the best thing she could have ever done, is left me off the list. I became bigger than ever. So I appreciate that moment, Sheree. Thank you.
Do you like Sheree?
I don't dislike Sheree, but at one point, Sheree and I were like really, really good. Like, because we met before the cameras ever rolled. I would hang out at her house. Greg and I would go to the game with her and Bob. Bob was playing football at the time. For some reason, I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's like we haven't connected or clicked in years. And I'm not sure why. I'm really not sure why. I do feel like once I started on the show and I stayed on the show, and she was on and off the show for many seasons. And the truth is, I was the show, and it just felt like all of them just kind of turned against me. And our friendship just got lost in the mix. But I think Sheree is fun. Mm-hmm. When she wants to be. We've had a good time together. She's a Capricorn. I'm a Sagittarius. We always have gotten along, in the past before the cameras ever started rolling. Once the cameras started rolling, our friendship just became nothing.
Are you surprised that 15 years later, Sheree is the last standing OG on the show?
I don't know about the last standing. She's the last one that could get on the show. And so, I mean, there was nowhere else to go. I mean, it's the people that were the stars of the show, were literally me and Kim Zolciak. And
you don't think Nene, Kim, and Sheree were the stars?
I think Sheree played her role or played her part in the show. I think I just don't think the network or the production company really valued her that much. They felt like we don't really need her that much. I mean, she's not the most exciting person in the world, but she has.
For all Sheree's big talk and all this good stuff, her two biggest moments in those early seasons of Real Housewives was "Who Gonna Check Me, Boo?" which she ran into the ground. Last time I heard, a couple of years ago during Atlanta Pride, she was in Piedmont Park trying to sell "Who Gonna Check Me, Boo" shirts for $25. But it was "Who Gonna Check Me, Boo" and her whole Chateau Sheree line. And y'all know Chateau Sheree was a punchline for years. So I guess I gotta kind of side with Nene on that one, because other than that, it really wasn't nothing until Sheree got back and was dating Tyrone, the jailbird, and played the hell out of her. But
that's her little parts that she do on the show. That's whatever. But your question again? I have become very confused in this moment. What was the question?
let's go back to season 1. Did you feel like you started off being the underdog?
That's the word, the underdog. See, it came all together. Mm-hmm. Of course, I was the underdog. The first season, I was the underdog. I wasn't sure if I would be liked. I think Sheree, along with Kim and the rest of the girls, thought, oh, please, they're going to love us, and they're not going to like her. And it just didn't work like that. They loved me and didn't like them.
Did you develop an ego after season 1 of the Real Housewives?
Hell yeah.
I don't think so. I don't. I think that people like to say like you've changed over the years. Well, the thing is, you're supposed to grow. You know, I every year you get older, you know, it's not like I'm getting younger, and you learn from your mistakes and you become more and more mature. And also, I think people try to say ego when the cameras are watching you and all of these people are pulling you apart every single day. And you have no other choice but to be like, oh my gosh, they just pulled apart my wig. So now you go and try to get the best wig, right? Oh my gosh, they pulled apart my makeup. Now you go and get the best makeup artist. And then once you do all these things, they say, she's changed. Well, damn, you just pulled me completely apart. I had to change in some ways. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's an ego. You just learn how to act. You learn what to say and what not to say.
I mean, you literally got on this interview talking about I am she is me, I am the show, I am the moment. Is that not ego personified? And who made Gianna, you were perfectly right. She was good because she was, you know, like the real favorite for those first 3 seasons. And then when she got on The Apprentice and she got Trump checks and she got her teeth fixed the first time, that was the start of it all. That's when she switched from everybody's homegirl, keeping it real, to, ooh, she really thinks she that chick. And it just went on and on. And then she wasn't there for season 9, the infamous who said that season, but she was back for season 10. And when she came back for season 10, she came back and she was back to that first Nene that we knew. She was like, you know, more humble, more easy to get along with. She wasn't starting arguments and stuff like that. And then after that season, she went downhill. Matter of fact, her last 2 seasons were her at her worst, where she was literally just saying, you know, when new people come on the show, they try to attack me because I'm the queen and all that good stuff. Now that you got a big ass ego to match your big ass veneers and your big ass nose.
Say that kind of stuff. But I really worked hard on being myself because I don't like to be in situations where I can't be me. When I'm not me, I'm not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like to just be me. You know, and that's and I feel like I'm more liked when I'm being me. I am less liked when I am like holding back and trying not to be Nene. So I really sometimes I have to say to myself, like, be Nene now, you know, be Nene, because Nene is what people like. But I don't think there's an ego. I think with all of us girls over the years, we all change. We all get new eyes and new nose, new titties, new ass. I mean, we have to. Because if we did it, people would be pulling us apart. Literally, they'd be like, she needs to get her body done. And then as soon as you get it done, they're like, she got her body done. You're like, what do you want me to do? So you have to do something.
When did you think things change on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? When did you feel like, as an OG, we have the #1 show as Black girls,
Mm-hmm.
which was a huge feat, and I was lucky to have a front row seat in that success. Mm-hmm. When did you feel like the show was changing and not what you started off as enjoying the show?
I think it started to really change probably like season 4 for me. Season 3 is when they brought on, I think, Cynthia and Phaedra,
Yes.
and I think Kenya came on, or she came.
That was
season
5.
4.
Season 3 was Phaedra and Cynthia.
Well, whenever Kenya came on was 4 or 5. That's when I think it changed.
Why?
I don't know. I think all these things started. So for instance, when me and Lisa and Deshaun and Sheree, all of us started, they were our real husbands and our real boyfriends. Sheree was really married to Bob, and they really were going through a divorce. Deshaun was really married to Eric, and they started to have their issues. Lisa was really with what's his name?
Ed Hartwell.
Ed Hartwell. I was really with Greg. Kim was really with Big Papa. Our stories were real. Everything we talked about and did was real. When we had disagreements, they were real. We didn't pretend like we had a boyfriend and we didn't have one. I mean, and then I think once Kenya came on the show, I'm not saying that Kenya started it or did it, but I'm saying at that moment, it started to be let's create our storyline. Well, we didn't create a storyline. We just showed up to work and just was filming and being who we are. They started having boyfriends and they weren't really their boyfriends. And that kind of stuff to me changed the dynamic of the show. To me, if you didn't have a boyfriend, you just didn't have a boyfriend. And that's how it should have been shot. I believe now looking back as far as reality is concerned, like, shoot, it is what it is. Like, don't try to create things like, we want to see your dating life. Well, I don't have a freaking date. So then shoot that. I don't have a date. Opposed to putting pressure on me to go out and find some random dude that I'm really not dating, I'm really not into, just to please production. Why don't you guys film me looking for a date or talking on the phone to some guy I've just been talking to for a couple of weeks rather than making me pretend I'm out on a date with somebody? I thought things started to change right about then. Did Kenya go with us to South Africa?
No, so that was the thing.
You have a point, Budget B, but I think it went both ways. Nene viewed, I'm about to say Kendra, damn. Nene viewed Kenya as a threat because Kenya Moore already had a name. You know, whatever, take that how you want to. But Kenya Moore already had a name. She already had people that knew who she was. And, you know, so I felt that Nene, excuse me, saw Kenya as a threat. Plus, Kenya was younger than her, you know, a little bit. And she felt like Kenya was going to come try to take her top dog status. On the flip side, Kenya came to take Nene's top dog status. Kenya came in with an attitude. Kenya came in thinking she was that bitch, you know. So, you know, it was the Clash of the Titans from day one, you know. Yeah, especially that first season. She came in like, yeah, I'm about to make this my show. I'm about to put my stamp on it. And for better or for worse, she did. But like I said, Nene was threatened, just like low key, and some of y'all gonna disagree with me. Nene was threatened in season 2 when Kandi came on board, because again, Kandi was already known prior to Real Housewives. Kandi was a made woman before the show. She didn't come on Real Housewives looking for success, looking for money, looking for a title. She was already there, and Kandi came on season 2 quite humble, and Nene was trying to challenge her, especially because, you know, Kandi and Kim developed a friendship, and Nene also didn't like that because she felt like, okay, you know, now Kandi trying to take, you know, my best friend and, you know, trying to make her own storyline. So she didn't like that, and then Kandi started working with Kim with the music, and when Kim didn't invite Nene to sing on Tardy for the Party, that just gave Nene ammunition to go after Kandi. And Kandi said her ass straight. She was like, I ain't the one to play with. You know, you can start stuff with them other girls, but I ain't the one you want to mess with. And so, yeah, Nene is threatened every time somebody came on there that already had a name, that was already known. She felt like her status was threatened. And that's the telltale sign of an insecure moose.
So that was season 5. So
okay,
season 4 was South Africa, and it was you, Sheree, Cynthia, Phaedra, Kandi. Yeah, am I missing anybody? It was
Marlo went to Africa.
Marlo, yeah, and then Kim was still on the show, but she didn't go to Africa.
She didn't go to Africa.
Yeah,
she didn't go to any trips.
No. So you think Kenya changed the direction of the show?
I think, you know, I hate to say she was the one that actually changed it, but to me, that's when things started to change, right about then.
In a negative way.
Yeah, I felt like people started to create storylines and pretend to have boyfriends, and all of those things, to me, my opinion, does not make for a good reality show. I think reality shows are exactly what it says, reality, what is really happening. And I think everybody started to change then. Now, prior to her, I think, you know, I may get some of my seasons mixed up. Prior to her, I think Phaedra and Cynthia were on prior to Kenya.
Phaedra and Cynthia came on season 3.
Started to not want to show like I think she showed her pregnancy because she was pregnant the whole time, but she wasn't sure about how far along she was and all of those kind of things.
Because there's chicks in the hood
Yeah.
who don't know who they're pregnant by
Right.
and know how far along they are.
Exactly. You see, you so those things to me start to make the show not be what it is.
I never thought about it that way.
That's how I feel about it. I feel like, when we first started, all the things we were doing were just for real. They were just for real. What were happening in our lives was really happening in our lives. Even on season 2, they were really happening in our lives. I think season 3, we started to get a little bit of a check because, the first 2-3 seasons, we weren't getting nothing, honey.
How much did you make your first season of Atlanta Housewives?
I think my first season of Housewives, I made $10,000.
Total?
Wait
a second. You filmed for 3 months on the first season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you made $10,000?
$10,000. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and I can go back and check because it sure knew 120. We did a reunion, and I think they gave us $5,000 for the reunion. So we had very little money. So for all the people, there's a lot of people that say a lot of stuff. They just don't know what they're talking about. Season 1, we didn't make any money. We filmed that show and we knocked it out the park and we didn't get anything. Season 2, we didn't get anything. I want to say season 2, we got probably about maybe $50,000. Season 2.
Season 2, 50.
All right, I'm a little late, but Phaedra came on being fake from the start with that whole line talking about she don't know when her baby is due. And she thinks she premature. And that gave me one of the best lines when they were sitting outside and they were talking about, because she was, Phaedra was swole at this one point, and they was having this little Mother's Day brunch, and Phaedra was like, she thought she was like 6 months pregnant, and everybody looking at her like, nah, boo, you about to pop right now. And Nene was like, shut up, that is so stupid. She was like, chicks in the hood that don't even know who their baby daddy is, who they got pregnant by, know when their baby was due. And Phaedra could never give them a direct answer to when that baby was due. And it was all because she didn't want to be on camera with her fugly mama, the preacher, admitting that she had sex before her and Apollo was married, and that she got pregnant before they got married. So she lied and lied and said she didn't know when that baby was due. She was trying to coincide with her and Apollo getting married in the jail, in the hoosgow. So from day one, Phaedra was lying. And boy, did she live up to her reputation.
And then season 3 is when you
season
saw
3,
more than 100,000.
we moved to an attorney. All of us came together, got the same attorney, and we wanted to have favored nation. And I think we got $100,000.
And you, Kim, and Sheree made the same season 3.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was maybe at the most 150. We started to make a bag season maybe 4.
Season 4. Okay. Going back.
But we knocked this show out of the park. Do you understand those first 3 years?
Yes.
And we were not getting real money at all. At all. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know that. Do you think you getting underpaid was because at that time you girls were so new to this, you just didn't know?
Yes.
Just didn't know.
Very much so. And also when they say housewives, we all were real housewives, for real. None of us really worked. Our husbands were the ones that were working. We were really housewives,
except for Kim,
moms with the
who's
kids.
a mistress.
I think Sheree had a boutique at some point. Deshawn, she had her foundation or whatever it is that she was doing and whatever the little stuff was, but we were real housewives. And so I think for us, we were just excited to be out filming and doing something. That's how I felt about it. I was just happy to be out doing something. So when you see all of us dressing and all those events that we had, we paid for those out of our pockets. Out of our pockets.
Going back to season 3. So the first 2 seasons, like you said, Ratings galore, ratings increase, breaking records. Season 1, you guys were mentioned on Saturday Night Live. This show was a pop culture phenomenon. Season 3 came in. You had Cynthia and Peter, in addition to Phaedra and Apollo. You and Cynthia did not know each other.
No.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you were told to hang out with Cynthia to get to know her, to bring her in on the show.
Yes. Yes. So the producers told me they were looking at a new girl. Her name is Cynthia. They'd love for me to go out with her. She and I decided to go out to like a lunch or dinner or something. And I remember we went to Papa Do's. And I remember Cynthia being like super nervous, like, oh my God, this is Nene Leakes. And we went to Papa Do's.
Did you know who she was?
I did not.
Okay.
I'd never heard of her before.
She was a supermodel.
I still had not heard of her. The only supermodels I had heard of was Naomi and Tyra and maybe a couple other Black girls, Beverly, but I had never heard of Cynthia.
Okay. She was on the Cosby Show too.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Y'all try it.
Okay. So are
this
you?
This is the truth.
No,
I had never seen it.
I believe you. So Cynthia Bailey, the supermodel, she was starstruck when she met you.
And rightly so.
Okay. So how did I go at Papa Do's?
At Papa Do's,
see, it's that attitude right there that I can't stand. And it's that attitude why she will never, and I pretty much mean it, never be back on Bravo. Carlos King said she was starstruck, like question mark. This host said yes, as she rightfully should. Ma'am, I can't. No, okay.
We clicked. I liked her. I think she liked me. I felt like she was a little nervous. I didn't think that she was like housewife material, just being honest. And I was like, she's a little quiet. She's a little this. I don't know that she is the one that you guys are looking for. But I really enjoyed her and I liked her. And that was before I met Peter.
Now, when you met Peter, what did you think of him?
When I met Peter, I thought too much. He was doing it.
Too much.
Too much. I was like, oh, okay. I see why y'all like Cynthia now. Because he was turned up. He had like a club in downtown Atlanta. I think it was called Uptown or something like that.
Yes.
And he was just extremely like aggressive to me and just loud. And I was just like, oh my God, like Cynthia's, this is her guy. And so, yeah, I got why they like Cynthia because Peter was extra.
If Cynthia was not with Peter Thomas, would she have been a housewife?
I don't think so. I don't. I just don't think, not that she couldn't, because I know Cynthia. I know the Cynthia in front of the camera, and I know Cynthia that's not on camera. And so I feel like definitely the Cynthia that's not on camera has the strength and she's vocal enough to be on the show for sure without Peter. But on camera, I felt like she never really wanted to show that side of her because of, listen, Cynthia can read and I'm the one that told you guys on camera. I said, no. Cynthia doesn't read, honey. Cynthia reads, honey. And so I know Cynthia and I know what she does. So yeah, Cynthia's pretty fire. And let me tell you, she put Peter in his place many days.
Oh, absolutely. I've been witness of that.
Yes,
she would cuss Peter out.
Yes, she would. And people would be like, oh, Peter's just running over Cynthia. I said, Cynthia who? That's not the Cynthia we know.
Kicked him out the house.
Yes, Cynthia would get Peter together.
Yes, he had to sleep at bar 1 overnight.
Yes, she would. Cynthia would get him together. I know Cynthia very well.
When you saw Peter, this chocolate gorgeous man, were you ever attracted to Peter?
Never attracted to Peter. Never had any. I think people wanted to think that Peter and I like had some sort of attraction. We never had anything. If anything, it was more like, I don't like you. And he was pretty much like, I don't like you. We kind of more like bumped heads more than like saw eye to eye. And we still do that today.
Yeah. Phaedra came on this season with Apollo. This is season 3.
Yes.
Did you think Phaedra was good for the show starting out?
No, but listen, it's not like they should listen to me. Honestly, I started on the show not on day one. I shot the pilot for Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I feel like I shot season one and then shot season one again because we actually shot a whole pilot, shopped it, which people have never seen before. And then we started the season one with New Girls, which it was me, Sheree, and Kim always in the pilot. And then we started with Deshaun and Lisa. But in the pilot, Deshaun and Lisa were not in our pilot that we shot. So I think that when you hear me talk about the show, I talk about the show in a more personal way because I feel more connected to it. And I feel more like, like it's my baby. And I always from day one wanted to see the show win, and I wanted to see us succeed, and I wanted to see all of us make money and things like that. So when certain people were coming around the show, obviously I had my personal opinions about it, and simply they were just my opinions. I didn't make the decisions. No, when I saw Phaedra, I didn't think that she was right for the show. I had known Phaedra from back in Athens, and I felt some kind of way that she was coming on the show.
Why?
I just did. Again, it was my baby, and I just felt like, what is she doing here?
You didn't feel like she deserved to be a housewife, because the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and let's really talk about this for real. The Real Housewives of Atlanta was a privilege to be a part of that show. And all of the girls in Atlanta wanted to be a part of it.
They did.
And a lot of, this is no disrespect, there's a lot of thirsty people in Atlanta. And when we were at parties and events, they would fight for camera time. These people who never were even cast to be on the show. It was very privileged to be a part of it. Do you feel like Phaedra did not represent at that time what the show was about?
No, it wasn't even that. I think that back to what you were saying, we were being talked about everywhere. What a lot of people don't understand, when the Real Housewives of Atlanta, our ensemble launched, there was no Love and Hip Hop, there was no Basketball Wives, no Hollywood Exes, no Braxton Show, no none of that. We were the first Black ensemble in a very long time that had hit television. Prior to that, they had Flavor of Love and whatever, all
Real
those other
World,
shows, Real World, those kind of shows. But those shows has fizzled out. Those shows weren't on. The things that were on were like the Osbournes and things like that. Yeah, the Hills. The Kardashians were not on yet. And I think that people really forget when they look back. We launched that reality platform and held that door open for all of these Black ensemble shows to walk in that door. There was never any of them before there was us. We were first. And everybody wanted to be. We were shooting all over Atlanta.
Because they were using them for one thing, and they were only picking a specific type of homosexual. They were picking the very flamboyant, very quote unquote too much, very loud, boisterous, stereotypical gays, which, while they do have a heavy population in Atlanta, there's quite a few other types of homosexuals down there, but they only focused on one type. Miss Lawrence, Derek J, Dwight, they chose a subset. I don't know if anybody remembers some years ago, Nene tried to have her own web show. It was about her reading, honey. And she was surrounded by like four of the gay homosexuals, and all of them were the same type of homosexual. But then on top of that, they would always make like shady jokes, Queen this and Miss Girl that and all this good stuff. They never really gave the gay men the respect that they do, and always treated them as girls, never respected them as men. I don't care which, if you got on panties or boxer briefs, still a man at the end of the day. And I think all that kind of came to a head, and that's what happened. Again, just my opinion.
Everybody was talking about us, from Ellen DeGeneres to Oprah Winfrey to Gail to everybody you can think of. Jimmy Fallon, they all talked about.
You were featured in Oprah magazine.
I was. Everybody was talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And So again, it was a privilege to be on this show. And so I always felt some kind of way when certain girls were like, oh, I want to be on Housewives. I was like, what's she coming over here for? Like, we worked so hard, we started out with one van. And so we worked so hard and we got multiple vans and camera crews. We didn't have any of that stuff to start with. And so
I'm telling you, we were a low budget production.
We were. And so when I saw Paige, I was like, she's from Athens. Like, what is she doing up here? I'm from Athens. She don't come over here and try to steal my thunder. I just felt like I was just protecting, my area and my space.
But she was a high-powered attorney.
She was. Unfortunately, I just didn't feel that way.
Okay.
I do know that she's a high-powered attorney. I know she's super funny. I like Phaedra a lot. But I'm just saying, at that time, at that moment,
Gotcha.
I was just like, no, she shouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm. Before we get into the next seasons, obviously, like you said earlier, you started out being real, being yourself. You and Greg, may he rest in peace. I love him, call him dad all the time. Hey, father. You guys gave so much to the show.
Yeah.
Gave so much to it. You have Bryson and Brent. You gave, and your auntie who raised you, Auntie TT.
Yes.
Do you regret putting your family business on the show?
Dialpad's AI sales has completely transformed how we sell. AI is built right in with life coaching.
I'm a reality star. I'm a TV personality, right? And I try to give everything I can give, and I just don't see no other way of doing it. But there are certain things that I do regret, okay? I do regret, I disciplined my son once on camera that everybody goes back and say over and over, you done lost your damn mind. I felt like that really hurt my son's feelings. And I don't want to hurt my children in the process of doing something that I want to do. So I wished I could take that moment back. And I also, when Greg and I went through our divorce, I wish that we hadn't put so much out there, because we ended up getting back together. And when we were getting back together, we both were feeling kind of awkward, like, okay, when are we going to tell people that we back together? Because we went through a whole divorce and, said all kind of shit. So yeah, there are certain things that I wished I had not put out there, but they out there now for
Hey, raindrops. Yes, come through.
Now, Tay, I agree with you, but when she called LaToya Jackson Casper and told her she was only famous because of her last name, baby, you could have bought me for 10 cents. She said, "Go on, Casper. Go on, Casper." And LaToya had her drink and was like, "You know what? I'm going to let you calm down. I'm going to go over here. Go on, Casper."
We got merch. Finally, Carlos King is giving y'all merch.
Girl, don't
we got
nobody care.
Raindrops.
How is Bryson doing?
I spoke to him on the phone. I think he's doing okay. He needs rehabilitation. He needs a lot of counseling. Like many families out there, I have family members that are struggling with drugs and certain addictions. And he has an addiction. He's been struggling with it for years. He's been in rehab for a couple times, and he still have come back out and relapsed. I have a brother that's an addict. I have a close cousin that's an addict. So unfortunately for us, our family, there's just been certain people that have been addicted to certain things, and it's a real struggle. And as a mom, just to watch it my hands are tied. He is 31 years old. He's an adult. He has 3 children, 3 beautiful children who I adore. He has a wife. It's not much that I can do. For people who have had children or family members that have been on drugs, they know that they have to be ready. They have to simply be ready. I've spent so much money on trying to get Bryson, where he needs to be. But every time I've sent him off, it's because I said, you are getting your ass up and we are sending you off. But I learned through counseling myself that he has to say, I'm ready to go, not me making him go. So until Bryson is ready to to make a change, it's nothing I could do. As a mother, I would never wash my hands of my child, right?
I didn't know Bryson was
But
addicted to
I'm kind of
drugs.
numb to it because it's been happening for so many years. I'm just really kind of numb to the situation.
And do you think, because I want to go deep here in terms of kids being raised under the guise of television, whether it's acting, reality TV, singing. Obviously, your children were brought up on reality television, being famous because their mom is famous.
Yes.
Do you think Bryson being famous and dealing with being on television, all those things, affected his ability to be the adult you wanted him to be? Did it contribute to the drug usage and those things?
You know, I would have to say I don't think it helped, but I wouldn't say this the sole cause of it. It certainly didn't help because we started on television when Bryson was like in the 11th or 12th grade and Brent was in 3rd grade. And so they're having to be in a light shine on them that they did not ask for. Like I grew up in high school. I just grew up and I made all my mistakes and I didn't have to worry about people picking them apart. Well, people are picking them apart because of the job that I chose to do. And so I feel for them in that way. But there's just issues that he has. And I don't know addiction because I don't have an addiction. You know, I just know from what people have said to me. So I don't think it has 100% to do with it, but it certainly does not help it being in the public eye.
Did being on TV affect your marriage to Greg?
Yes. It affected my marriage to Greg because, again, Greg loved me for me and he knew me for who I was. And also, my husband was the breadwinner. In my case, I wasn't working and he made the money. And once I started to make more money than him, he started looking at me like sideways, like, oh, who she thinks she is? Because I no longer had to ask him for money. I no longer had to ask him for anything. If I wanted to go and buy the latest bag, I just go and buy the latest bag. And so I think that I pulled some of his strength or his power or something. I don't know. It just as a man, it didn't make him feel great that I was making more money than him.
No, it doesn't. The thing is this, and I want to talk about how women who are the breadwinner become the breadwinner after being married for so long, and the foundation was the man took care of me and the household. The roles reversed. It's difficult for a man to accept that, and we're seeing that on a lot of reality TV shows, and even with celebrities. Greg had a very hard time dealing with the fact that you no longer had to ask permission for stuff. And that not only were you able to do your own thing, you were able to do it in a grand scale, which is very unique. Hindsight is 2020. Do you think as you were going through this, you emasculated him in any way?
I probably did. Not intentionally.
Right.
I probably did. You know, my mouth probably was smarter. You know, I probably was up in his face a little bit tougher because, you know, I could take care of myself. So I probably did in many ways. And yeah.
Yeah. One thing I want people to
know.
My
husband, excuse me, Greg is from Atlanta, born and raised, and he is the true definition of an OG. And so he felt like his role as the husband and the head of the household was to take care of his family. And in a sense, I took some of that role away from him. Greg is old school. He's with opening up the door and he's with, you know, all the things that a lot of the old school guys would do. He's here for, you know, help raising his kids. And he's just an old school guy. And me making more money than him and not needing him. I literally did not need him at one point to not even put a light bulb up. I would just put it up myself or I call somebody to do it. Like I thought in my mind, I was just making our life easier. But I was taking roles away from him as, you know, the man, the head of the household.
And listen, I may get a lot of flack for this, but it's fine. But I would love to get your opinion. I do feel like when women start to make money, unfortunately, they start to emasculate their man in a very subtle way, and sometimes not intentionally.
No.
Every man wants to feel like you need him.
Yes, they do.
Every man wants to feel wanted.
Yes.
I know a person who purposely pretends like she doesn't know how to do certain things because she wants her man to feel like, you need me. And she makes more money than him, but she does seem like, oh my God, how do I put my car in drive? I don't know how
have
to.
time for that.
Well, you know what I mean? It's certain things because she wants to feel like I do need you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes when a woman makes more money than her man, that they feel the need to take on this boss role? And I'm a boss and I'm independent and I don't need no man. I feel like that's what happens and men get upset.
They get that. So by now, if you don't get your moisturized hands off my body wash.
I don't think I felt that way. I honestly thought listen, I love love. I love a relationship. I love to make my man feel great. I just didn't know that I was taking those things away from him. I wish I knew better. I just didn't know that I was doing that. I do know better now, but I did not know that I was doing that at all.
And when you were going through the divorce, I'll never forget this. I was doing your interview. This is season 4. You and Greg are going through the divorce. A lot of people assumed that Nene got famous. She's rich. She's on Celebrity Apprentice. She's doing it, and she wants to see how the grass is green on the other side. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. I remember the day you finalized your divorce, and I was with you.
I was devastated.
You were devastated. You called me to your bedroom, and if you know Nene Leakes, you are not allowed to go to her bedroom or her closet, as we've seen on season 11, I think. She called me to her bedroom.
Yes.
And you said, Carlos, we're divorced.
Yes.
And you were so sad.
I was so
and
hurt.
You were devastated. And I wanted people to know that because you do have this reputation of, oh, she's this tough girl, very strong. You were devastated that your marriage came to an official end. And you said to me, do not tell anybody. And I said, I will never. And you said, I will tell the producers myself. And you did it a week later. And I kept her secret for a week because I knew that you have to allow a person to go through the motions. When you were going through that, what was going through your mind? Because people thought, okay, you're unhappy, you're free. But you didn't feel free in that moment.
I knew that people thought I was the strong one and that I was the one probably bossing Greg around, and I probably was the one that was doing whatever it was. Greg and I relationship is very much like Cynthia and Peter. Most people think that it's Peter in any case with him and Cynthia. And so most people thought it was me, but it was actually very the opposite. Greg, although was very quiet, he was very strong. And people had no idea that Greg, like Cynthia, could really gather you and get you really together and then turn right around and smile. You're like, now, hi. He was very nice, nasty when he wanted to be. And he was like any other man. He did things that me being a wife did not appreciate or like. But I know everybody would think it would be me. I was devastated getting a divorce. I felt like I had to show Greg and teach him a lesson. And the only lesson that Greg was going to get was for me to divorce him. And I was going to have to carry it all.
I remember, I forget what season they got divorced. Was it season 5 or something like that? Anyway, and the season started out with them being on bad terms. And Greg did a radio interview where he basically took credit for Nene pretty much being who she was. And she was like, I popped her off. I spent money promoting her and, putting her in clothes and getting her into the, the finest places and stuff like that. He went in on her on that radio interview. He was like, she wouldn't be who she was without me. And that was the pop off point for the whole season, which ultimately led to them, separating and getting a divorce. But I can believe what she said because he went in on her ass on that radio station.
all the way through. And when I carried it all the way through, I would never forget Greg called me on the phone. He said, "You bitch, you divorced me." And I was like, because Greg could get you good, baby.
Baby.
He would get you right in a corner somewhere and gather you right up. He said, "You bitch, you divorced me." And I was like, I had to show your ass. And so, our relationship wasn't any different than any other couple. I was devastated getting a divorce. I came from a home where I didn't have my mother or my father in my life, and I really wanted to have my kids in a two-parent household. That's what I wanted. But I also knew that I wanted to be happy, and Greg and I were just at a crossroad where we just couldn't see our way out of it at the time.
You then started dating John.
Yes. I talked to John last night.
Really?
Yes, I did.
How is he?
He's doing good. He actually called me about Bryce. He said, "I heard what happened to Bryce, and I just want you to know that I will put him in a rehabilitation center in New York, and I will pay for it."
And what did you say?
As soon as he get out, grab him. Take him. I also, not just saying John, but because we're talking about him, but Lamar Odom also called me and said that he would grab Bryce right away and send him to his place. He has a rehabilitation place somewhere. So I've gotten calls from people in support because, honestly, it's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. I don't know what else to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so John Collage called me last night. I won't tell you everything he said, honey, but he sure did tell me, start off the conversation by, honey, he will gather Bryson. He will pay for it, all of it himself.
John probably started off that chat talking about, "Bitch, with my Rolex." He bought you that Rolex and he expected some sweet nookie and got the door closed on him. Probably want his Rolex back. You ain't fooling nobody.
And he would send Bryson to a place that he know in upstate New York.
Please make that happen.
Yes.
Make that happen. That's beautiful.
Yes. I think I got to go on a date with him. But
okay. Do you still have the Rolex he gave you?
I sure do. I wore it here today.
You know, bitches
I don't have it all. The bitches is mad. I have it in the dressing room.
Okay.
See?
Well, if you could break it off for a second, please.
No, we'll show it. I
wow.
actually have it. Yeah, I have it.
What was it like dating John before the John thing? What was it like being single? Because you weren't. Mm-hmm. You were married for so long.
I was with Greg in my 20s.
There's nothing like dating again when you got money.
Yes, it's different.
Bitch, it's different.
It is very different.
And it's good.
It is. It's
and
fun.
It's like the law of attraction. You start attracting people to you who may have the same things or more than you.
Yes.
And it feels fun. It feels sexy. Between those girls, did you enjoy it? It was new.
I would have to say, for me, Carlos, I'm a relationship person. So I don't know many times in my life where I've been just free and single. Most men want me. So I'm right away, I'm in a relationship. I don't stay single long. So right after I got broken up with Greg, shortly after I went on Celebrity Apprentice, which is where I met John Collage. And then we ended up being in a relationship. I really am a relationship person. I don't get a chance to date that often. I go right into it. I really want to know what dating is like. I would love to do it. I just don't think I've ever really had that happen in my life. In high school, I had a boyfriend. In college, I had a boyfriend. Right out of college, I had a boyfriend. And right after that, I met Greg. Like, I've always been in a relationship.
When you were dating John and figuring things out, did you think, okay, I got a guy who wants to buy me Rolexes and buy me red bottoms and buy me the world. Maybe this is what I should have.
Yeah, sure. I would love to date men who have more money than me. And John had way more money than I had. And I didn't have to spend my money. I could spend all of his and he would not even miss it because he had so much money. It was ridiculous. And I thought, oh my God, this is so fun. I get to buy anything I want to buy. I get to do anything I want to do, travel anywhere I want to travel. So it was fun, like you, for the moment.
Yes.
But he didn't fulfill me in all the other areas. But his pockets filled up my closet. I live, honey, for his shopping sprees.
It was fun.
There was no limit. Pick up anything you want. And if you were my friend and you were with me, he said, you get you something too. It was amazing being with him. I loved it. It was like a fairy tale to me. It was so fun. But other than that, after that, like, we were like, what do we have?
Yeah.
We didn't have anything though.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of shopping. We'll have to get into my dating life later. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, and just like me and you, we got back together with our exes at the same time. You got married. I did your wedding special. We got into a fight moments before she walked down the aisle. Do you remember that, Nene?
Yes, I do.
So Nene was getting married. It was my first executive producer credit doing her wedding special. And Nene iced out me and the producers and the camera people and said, "Leave me alone."
Yes. Well, I was saying, leave me alone.
And we couldn't film her no more. And she locked the door and closed it on my face, child.
Yeah, listen, I was having a wedding. And I'd been a bride prior to, and there was no cameras on me like that. And I just needed a moment. I just needed a moment to just be like, I was on camera the whole day. I just needed a moment. That's all. But I still loved you just the same.
Oh, no. We listen, we made up and everything is good.
Wedding.
And it was a great wedding special.
I just needed a moment.
I know.
It was a lot.
And we cried.
Yes.
I cried. Joy forced me to apologize to you. She said, "You will regret being mad at her before she says I do." Yes. And I walked up to you, the cameras were rolling, and I started to cry, and you said, "Bitch, you have a show to produce.
Get out
I love you too. Get out of here, bitch."
Yes.
I want to ask you this because I want to use this to clear the air. A lot of people have said one of your famous lines is "Close your legs to marry men."
Yes.
And people said you ended up opening your legs up to one. How do you feel about that? That people said you were dating a man who was married?
I was dating a man who was legally married, going through a divorce.
Like Kim and Big Papa.
I don't think Big Papa went through a divorce. Yanni is divorced today as we sit here together. He is a divorced single man. And I don't think Big Papa have ever been divorced. In fact, he's back with his wife. I just saw him in Miami at the Satai. Hi, Kim and Lee.
Is his...
We not talking about current. We talking about when you first started dating that man. That man was still legally married, just like Big Papa was still legally married to his wife and kids. You told Kim to close her legs to marry men. You should have said the same. Now, you can keep your pocketbook open, but close your legs. Just saying.
His wife named Kim?
Kimberly.
Big Papa's wife name is Kim.
Yes.
You can't make this shit up.
You cannot. Kimberly.
Well, that was easy to remember.
So, yes, I said close your legs to married men. When I met Yanni, he was a separated man. That's exactly what he told me. Now, I don't know what he told his wife, who he was legally married to at the time. Today, as we sit here, Yanni is a single, divorced man.
Did you meet him before Greg passed away?
Absolutely not. 100%. I think Yanni had been living in Atlanta maybe 2 months and I met him. And my husband had probably been passed away maybe a month or so. And I met him in Atlanta at Blue Martini. And we both have been very open and honest about our relationship. I met him. A lot of people said you didn't even grieve. Honestly, when I look back, I thank God for Yanni because I don't think I could have made it. He kept my mind busy. He kept me going. That's not saying that I didn't grieve. I would grieve a lot. Grieving is very hard. And how you grieve and how you choose to grieve, no one knows. I would have never known I would have met a guy out just a month after my husband passed away. And when we met, we were just friends, just talking. He would invite me places, me and my friends, and we would go and hang out with him and that kind of stuff. I mean, it wasn't serious. It got serious, I think, because so many people were talking about seeing us together. So I feel like they made us serious when we weren't even trying to be serious.
Mm-hmm.
And today we're not serious.
Y'all aren't together today.
Today we are taking a break. We've been taking a break. And
why?
it's just things I'm not happy with and things he's not happy with. It's just not working at the moment. He is single, so if any of the ladies out there want to holler, let him go right ahead. But if any of the fellas, honey, only with a bag, honey, only with a bag. You cannot talk to me. My next relationship will be absolutely private.
Really? Why?
Yes. I just don't want to be. This was the most public I think I've ever been in any relationship. It's more public than Greg's. And I just feel like it's just best to be private. Also, I know from dating Yanni, and Yanni has a great career. He makes great money. Sort of like what we were talking about earlier. I just want my guy to make more money than me. I really do. That's just going to be best. I need you to make more money than me.
The best advice I was told is in any relationship, it needs to be 1 star per household.
Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, being with somebody like Yanni, I think it will be a 2-star household.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he would want to be more front and center. And we just can't have that.
People have said that he was using you for fame.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that?
I don't know that he was using me for fame, but he sure wasn't hating on it.
He liked taking the pictures.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
And that was different because Greg never.
Right. Greg, and I also would always look at him like, okay.
With new Cascade Platinum Plus, I load this and get this. Dare to dish differently.
You got this. Only a handful of people in the world can do it.
Yeah, it felt different. And I agree. It should be 1 star per household. Unless it's one of your kids.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but it was different. I think, honestly, I don't know if he was using me or not. Honestly, I was just grieving. I don't know what was happening. I was just going with the flow. If he said get up and get dressed, I got up and got dressed. He said we leaving town, I got up and left town.
Are you in love with him?
No.
Were you ever in love with him?
I love Yanni. I think when you say in love, I think those that is very different. And I'm not sure that we are there. I think we got very close.
Do you ever think you will experience the type of love you have with Greg with another man?
I do not. I think that, again, my love with Greg was the ultimate. And I feel like you just don't find love like that. I don't know that I'll ever find that again. I just don't.
Does that make you sad a little bit? Because you got all this energy. You're gorgeous. You're young, and
Yeah, I think that I will find a guy, right?
Yeah.
A great guy to spend my life with. But Greg, he was pretty up there. It's gonna be hard to get up there. Greg was up there.
Oh no, Greg is the greatest love of your life.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
He was great. And I was with Greg. You have to understand, I grew with Greg because I was in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s. And so I was growing with Greg. So that was just a different time. And I don't think that I'll ever have that again. I hope that I meet a great guy though. And I'm open to all ethnicities. Ooh, you gotta be wanting to travel, honey. You gotta have a bag.
Yeah, that's all right. Call Marlo. So
I don't think Marlo, lock them in like that. Like, I'm a relationship person. They usually go with me. I think Marlo goes on a date. We go years.
Okay,
together.
that's what you want. Gotcha.
Yeah. No, I'll go on a date too. I told you I never experienced dating before. So I would like to date.
I want you to have a whole phase.
Oh.
I want you to go out there and just date, meet men, get banged.
And get bags. And
get banged, bags, and
Well, Tanya, was it the last few years of his life. Matter of fact, when he first got sick, Nene pretty much admitted that, like they were no longer romantic and they slept in separate beds. And pretty much the reason why they stayed together was because they were used to each other. They were like companions or best friends. But the bigger reason was because her insurance was able to care for all of Greg's treatments and hospital stays and doctor's visits. And that was pretty much, verbatim out of her mouth. She stayed with him to help him cover the cost for his cancer treatments and stuff like that. So, they had been out of the romantic married people realm, and they were in that companionship, lifelong friends type of situation.
Billions.
Ew. That's the only one I'll be talking to, honestly. I can't do it. They have to be
wealthy.
Tier.
Yes.
They have to be wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk. Honestly, I don't want to. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with having fights about you think you're this or you think you're that because you can do this. I don't want to do it.
How do you feel when people ask you if you still have money, if you're broke, are you struggling?
I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. If I'm struggling, if I'm broke, if I have money, well, I'm not broke. Well, that has not happened yet. Lord Jesus, please let that shit happen. But that's the only thing I can say is that, of course, I'm not there, but yeah.
So you're good.
Yes.
Well, let's get back into season 5. Kenya and Portia came on the show. Okay. Portia, at the same time. Yes. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say something, and I'm curious if you agree with me or not. I think Kenya and Portia saved the show.
Ooh, YouTube, lady.
How's the scented angel soft coming?
Angel, we've got it. The smelly room is at the scent inside the...
I don't know. You have to take me back to that moment.
Okay.
I know they were great additions.
They were. So I didn't work on season 5. I was doing another show. Mm-hmm. And I remember season 4. Season 4 felt weird to me. Mm-hmm. It felt weird, just in terms of the dynamic. It was, I agree with you in terms of what is this show becoming? Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, as somebody who did not work on season 5, I remember watching Kenya and Portia and being like, these are 2 new great additions. And I felt like they changed the temperature of the show.
That could be.
And I remember being invited to your Shoe Dazzle event.
That's right.
This is when Kenya came in pretending to be Phaedra with the butt pads and the fishnet outfit. Yes. And you were so tickled by Kenya. And I was just sitting there as a viewer at that point, like, what is this show? Like, this show isn't what I accustomed to. I felt like Kenya and Portia saved it from becoming redundant.
Okay.
And I felt like they brought something to the show that was needed. What are your thoughts on Kenya and Portia coming on season 5?
I don't remember it the way that you do. They were definitely great additions to the show. Obviously, we were all excited about having Kenya because she had been Miss USA. So we all knew her as Miss USA. See, I didn't know her as an actress or anything. I just knew her as the Black Miss USA. And we thought of her as a Black Barbie doll. And I did not know Portia at all. Now, I knew her grandfather, which was Hosea, and everybody in Atlanta know Hosea feed the hungry and the homeless. And so I was excited to meet her as well. But I don't remember everything and how they may have changed the show, but I do remember we went to Anguilla. And I remember her and Phaedra started out as friends. Kenya and Phaedra started out as, I thought, cool in the beginning. And then somehow it took a turn with Apollo being involved. And I remember thinking that this is a moment when Kenya just somehow just went into twirl and twirl and twirl. And I was standing there looking like, what the hell just happened? Because it just kind of like came out of nowhere and she was just twirling around. And I thought to myself, what the hell is she doing? And so that was really different. And I remember I was the one sitting with Portia when her and Kenya never clicked from the moment go. And I remember her telling me, it was 265 days a year And I was like, oh, I just thought, for me, it was like, what are we in? These girls are, Kenya is twirling and she thinks it's 265 days in a year. It was just really different for me. And then I remember meeting her husband, Cordell, was Portia's husband at the time. And I didn't think that, I felt like he held Portia back a lot. I don't know. Fast forward, if you remember me and Candy and a few of us, I remember the producers saying that after this season they didn't want to really have Portia back because she started to go. They did not want to have her back. And I often think that people forget. Not saying but Portia, I'm just saying now. Sometimes I think people forget. They really forget. The producer will really like no to Portia.
I can confirm right now that Portia was on the chopping block.
She was.
I was brought back to produce season 5 reunion, just the reunion.
Yeah.
And I remember telling the producers, I'm talking as a viewer. I like Portia. I think she's great. I don't think you guys should get rid of her. Portia was 100% on the chopping block.
She was. And so Candy and I can't remember if there was anyone else, but I know it was Candy and I. We called and talked to production and the network about keeping Portia because Portia was going through a divorce. And we were like, you guys can't get rid of her right now. I mean, she really needs this show. Just let her stay and see how it works. And we went to full on bet for Portia. And Portia stayed on the show. And, sometimes people forget who goes for bat for them, honey, because that was a bet because you were out.
No, she was on the chopping block. So I was the executive producer season 6, and I was like fighting for Portia. I said, Portia's great. We need her on the show. Season 6 is in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the highest rated season ever on Bravo. And we reach close to 5 million viewers, which is insane. Season 6 had
5 million. What season was that?
Season 6.
Season 6. And this is season what?
15.
And they 500. That's a difference, isn't it? Wow, what a big difference. Okay. 5,500,000.
Let's review the math. Over 5.5 billion people have been vaccinated now.
We'll get to that in a second, baby. So season 6 is the highest rated season. Let's just sit there for a second. Okay.
Carlos King, honey.
5 million to 500. That's a new tagline. Okay. So it was close to 5 million season 6. We had Nene, Kenya, Candy, Phaedra, Portia, and Cynthia. Till this day, people said that's the best cast that the Real Housewives has ever seen. Those 6 housewives.
Marlo was a friend.
And Marlo was a friend. Do you agree that when you think about seasons 1 to the time you were on, that season 6 cast was the strongest cast on the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I agree.
Tell me why.
I think at that moment, I feel like first of all, we had a lot of conflict. We had a lot of freaking conflict, and everybody was speaking their opinion. Everybody was working. Everybody stepped up to their role, because as seasons went on, people started to not step up. But that season, I feel like everybody stepped up. Everybody had a storyline. It was just a great time for all of us. It really was.
No, it was my first time being the EP of the show, the showrunner.
I forgot. And you were the EP.
Yeah, that's
mainly why?
Well, absolutely. Listen. I got the job. I'm the first executive producer who never had to interview for the job.
Well,
I didn't have to interview.
I mean, you worked your way.
Yeah, they said to me.
And you knew all the girls.
I knew all.
I'm sorry. Season 9 will go down as the best / the most controversial season for me. The whole Dungeon Gate and Candy and Portia / Candy and Phaedra going head to head, and that reunion was epic. That's why they stretched that boy out in was it 4 parts? But season 9 for me will always be that season.
All the girls, and I knew the dynamics, and they all said to me, "It is your job to revolutionize this show." And I said, well, damn, bitch, I just wanted to see if I'm able to like twirl with Kenya for a second, child. But I digress.
Okay.
So season 6 came along. I just finished her wedding special. We all collectively said we're going to bring it. And I'm going to say this. All of y'all were so happy I was the EP. And y'all all said to me, we also gonna make sure you look good, bitch, because I was the first Black man to EP the show. And y'all was like, bitch, oh, we gonna do it. We all together made that season a success. You and Kenya started out being cool, and then some way, somehow, it became destructive. A lot of people, Nene, feel that you were jealous of Kenya and that you were threatened by her becoming the star of the show, or that Kenya thought she was the star.
I have never thought Kenya was the star of the show. Now, I'm not even being shady. No, seriously. I mean, I know it may, honestly, I've never thought she was the star of the show, ever. And I'm not even playing. I think Kenya is great on the show. And I think she was a great addition to the show when she came on. And I think the show needs Kenya, by the way. But I've never saw her as the star of Real Housewives of Atlanta, ever.
Why not?
I just didn't see her as the star of the show. And certainly she wasn't the star when I was there. And I'm just being for real. And I just never saw that. I just haven't. No. I just haven't seen it. And
ego.
I've never been threatened by any of the girls. In fact, I would go as far as to say, I believe I am one of the girls. I don't know about all the rest of them. I am one of the girls that felt like we all need to work hard to make this show great.
Absolutely.
So that we can all get paid and get a check. Now, there was many of them that didn't feel that way. I felt like I needed to come to work. I would try to figure out whatever, we need an event. I'm trying to help y'all. I want to figure it out. I want the show to succeed.
You were the anchor.
Yeah. So some of these girls come on, they don't have no plans, they don't have no nothing, they're not trying to do anything, they just kind of chilling, they getting a check. And I feel some kind of way about any chick that's on this show just getting a check when I am giving the blood out of my veins to make sure that this show is successful. So no shade to Kenya. I think she's great on the show and I think she is much needed, but I've never seen her as the star of the show. And I have never once ever been threatened by not one woman they ever bring on the show.
Lies.
If anything, they are threatened by my presence.
Was Kenya threatened by your presence?
Very possible, because I won't be backing down to any of these girls ever, not ever in life. On the show, off the show, around the show, behind the show, anytime, any place, anywhere. I'm never going to be backing down.
So what happened on Pillow Talk? Pillow Talk, obviously, you and your negligee was strung up and down the hotel suite at the Intercontinental. And Kenya was late.
Yes.
And I want to break the fourth wall here. Kenya was late and you were frustrated because I don't think people know this. As the host of an event, the pressure's on you to make sure the event is good. And let's be clear, to make sure that this shit gonna be used.
Yes, right.
And you bitches aren't about to embarrass me for my event, bitch, because I show up to y'all's. So you have this pressure on you. Kenya was late, significantly late. She walked in her negligee. You slammed the door. She said, hey, Nene. You said, hey, bitch. She said, you look good.
I said, you
don't. You said, you don't. She said, I always look good. You said, you really think you look good, but you really don't. And then you tapped on the butt. That was the start of the decline of y'all friendship. What frustrated you that day about Kenya being so late?
I have you guys know a lot of these girls are extremely late, not just Kenya. Many of them are very late, and that's very frustrating. If we have to be somewhere at 4 and everybody trickles in at 6, it's just very upsetting. So you may have arrived very happy and ready to have a good time, but 2 hours later, sitting there waiting on everybody to arrive, you're like, bitch, what's wrong with you? You know, I've been here since 4. So I think it was that kind of energy towards her. And I'm not sure, but I can say this. I don't think Kenya and I ever clicked like we would, like people think we should have. I don't think we ever had like that moment where we really and when we did have times when we were cool, like if you remember, she was living in like a hotel and I visited her, and do you remember that? I think talked about her refrigerator, or this is the ghetto. Oh, honey, child, this is the ghetto, child.
White
And,
refrigerator.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think that was probably one of the closest time we've ever been. I've liked her. I saw her recently too in Neiman Marcus. And of course I said hi. Like, I don't,
What did y'all talk?
Not Neiman's Market.
Go up and have a conversation.
I would have. I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't against. I don't have any problem with these girls, but we just kind of said hey, and she went on her way, and I went on my way. Yeah, I don't think that we ever had the chance to do that, because when she came on the first season, I felt like she had an alliance with Phaedra. So, and me and Phaedra was kind of like bumping heads a little bit, but she was down with Phaedra, and then her and Phaedra ended up bumping heads.
It's an interesting interview. She looks nice, but no, that ego is still front and center and present. They're humble where, humble who. Nah, she in her mind, she is still that number one, and a lot of detectives said that was false.
And then she started being, I'm not sure if it was Candy or who it was. She kind of played with Candy a little bit, but not a whole lot. And then her and Candy got close like later down the line. And then she started coming from my best friend, Cynthia. And so I just feel like we just never got a chance to like get like totally cool. Like most people think that we would have gotten.
Wish you had help getting things done? Same. So I got Spectrum One.
Get 300 mega.
What went wrong with you and Cynthia's friendship? Do you think people thinking Cynthia was weak and people saying you let Nene run over you?
Yeah.
Maybe even Peter allegedly may have said those things to her too. Do you think the destruction of your friendship with Cynthia came because she let people get into her ear about you?
I think Cynthia definitely let people get in her head. Like a lot of girls, even Marlo was even at a point where she's like, "Oh, they think that I'm, like you telling me what to do or bossing me around." And I feel like those girls wanted to have their own identity, which they did, but they would always let people get in their head, like Nene is running this, Nene is. And it wasn't even like that. It was like, we're friends, and you know what our friendship is. Don't let somebody get in your head. Like, we cool. I'm not running you. But I think they felt in their heart they needed to prove it somehow. I don't know. I know that I loved Cynthia like she was my sister. We had a great friendship. And I think people watching us probably felt like I may have been more of the leader in the friendship, or I may have been more of something. They just don't know Cynthia.
Who is Cynthia behind the scenes that you wish people would see?
Cynthia is quite different than she is, on the scene.
In what way?
Yeah, I think that Cynthia she's not going to let you run over her. So that's not possible. For people thinking that she's being ran over, or for people thinking that she's quiet, she's very opinionated. She has a lot to say, and she stands up for herself.
Why do you think she didn't want to show that in front of the camera? If that's who she is.
There's a lot of these girls that come on the show and they don't show who they are. Remember, I made a conscious decision season 1 to just be who I am, right? And some of these girls come on and they just, I don't know, they play with their head. They're like, I don't want to be seen that way, or my family would die if I was seen that way, or my husband doesn't want me to do this, or my boyfriend said I can't do that. And so they just create some character. And I just think that Cynthia never wanted people to really see her be, as she liked to say, 50 cents. Okay.
Do you miss Cynthia?
I miss the friendship that we had, because I feel like we had a really good friendship, and I cherish my friendships. And I feel like, it's hard to find really good friends. And it's unfortunate what happened to our friendship.
But why can't you guys rekindle the friendship?
I don't think that will ever be possible.
Why?
Because I just know some of the things that she has done behind the scenes that I just could never, ever respect. Now I can't respect them, but that doesn't mean I couldn't work with her. I could work with her, but I can't respect some of the stuff that I know for certain that she did.
Did she try to stop your bag?
As much as she was on camera saying I'm trying to stop hers, she was definitely trying to stop mine.
From Bravo?
Of course, from Bravo. I know a lot of things she did, honey. She
Like
was in an alliance too, honey.
With producers or housewives?
She was in an alliance with housewives and behind the scene with producers and network.
To get you off the show?
I believe she tried. I think she had a hand in trying to get it done.
Really?
This is good. This is very much giving me. I got so many inbox messages of people saying you're a dirty nigger and I'm gonna kill your guts and I hate you and Black Lives don't matter and calling me all types of niggers and stuff like that, and so many messages in my inboxes and so many people just dogging me. It's giving me that much energy. No receipts, a lot of gas, a lot of hot talk.
Absolutely.
But how would that benefit her?
I don't know. I think that some of these girls, they feel like maybe if they do certain things, maybe they'll stay on the show longer, maybe they'll get other opportunities. But for me, I feel like where I think these group of girls go wrong at is if we all stuck together and held hands together so that we can all work and all eat together, we would all be better together. I feel like trying to push this person off the show and push that person off of the show. Obviously, when we go places, people ask us, who do you think?
Yes, Tana, you bring up a good point, because when Nene wasn't on this, when she took her first little hiatus or whatever it was from the show, Cynthia and Kenya started actually developing a friendship and they started hanging out together and they were getting close. And then I forget what season it was when Nene popped up on their cast trip, and all of a sudden Cynthia went from being up under Kenya's armpit to being back up under Nene's armpit. And then she tried to start distancing herself from Kenya, saying, we were building a friendship. We were attempting to build a friendship, versus me and Nene, blah, blah, blah. And Kenya was like kind of hurt by that because she thought that they were actually, friends and, doing something. And Cynthia really trivialized it and said we were trying to build a friendship. We were getting to know each other. That's not what happened. You were making her the new Nene until Nene came back.
Should be on the show, or who do you think shouldn't be on the show? And we all give our opinions. I mean, and we have the right to do that. But that's not saying I don't want the show to be successful and I don't want you to be successful. I might just be saying I don't think you're doing what you should be doing on the show, because we know together like who comes on the show and who's really doing something, who's really trying to put an event together, who's really trying to push the show forward. You guys have a lot of girls who are lacking, but the audience don't know that kind of stuff. They're just looking at the show like, oh, we like her and Nene's against her. This one is against this one. It's just not like that. But yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised to hear that, because the thing is, she and you did have a real friendship. And I remember y'all calling me when Kenya had the masquerade ball, and you were like,
there are those who are willing to give everything, even if it means.
Carlos, she trying to play me. It was you and Cynthia on the three with me. Should you go? Should you not go? And you did show up to the masquerade ball. You said this epic line of, it's amazing.
I to this day do not know why Kim Fields ever decided to sign up for that show. Because she is definitely not. She was Deshaun Snow from the first season, where Deshaun was regular. Deshaun was not she wasn't starting no mess. She wasn't, about the gossip. She was an actual wife. She did wife and mother things. She lived a normal life, and they got rid of her. Kim Fields is the same way. She was about being a wife to her husband, being a mama to her kids, doing her directing projects, her, writing shows, whatever it is she doing. She was never going to be a fit for the Real Housewives of anything. Hell, not even Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I don't know why she decided to sign it. Wasn't like she needed the money. Wasn't like she needed the clout or the fame or the notoriety. I guess she was just like, maybe there was a bucket list wish, I want to do a season of Housewives. And, she did it and she checked it off and she was like, I'm good. Because she was not a good fit at all. The only decent moment she had, 2 decent moments, when they were, I forget, they on that damn cash trip, and her and Kenya was sitting down having a meeting about this project, and Kenya was being Kenya and got up and shook that chair and kind of like bumped her, and Kim flipped for a hot second. Then she kind of brought it back like, woo, I'm just gonna walk away. But Kim low-key came back with a little bit of fire during that reunion. She was like, I didn't watch this whole season. I'm sick of you. She was like, remember, Kenya Moore, you was a guest star on my show, not the other way around. All right. Remember, you had guest star credit. I had top billing credit on that show. Remember that. Oh.
Amazing how many friends I have and don't even know about it.
Of course. Still today. It's amazing how many friends I have and I don't even know about it.
So you were, it saddens me where things are because I will say this on the record. You were the anchor of the show. You, not to be disrespectful to the other girls because they know my heart and I don't mean it to come across this way. They really did look up to you in the sense of what we're going to do.
I didn't feel that though.
Oh, I can say to you, let me tell you something.
I honestly didn't feel that. I always felt like, I always felt like I wasn't supported on the show. This is just my feelings. Now, I honestly felt like I wasn't supported the way I felt I should have been supported from the girls, from production, from everybody. Now, and I could be looking at it totally wrong. I just felt like I didn't get the support that I should have gotten and deserved in every kind of way. I just don't feel like I got that kind of support. Because at one point on the show, I was the only original. Kim was only there for whenever she was there. I was the only original girl on the show. And I felt like everybody came on the show or whatever the plot was, every new person come on the show and come for Nene. Everybody come for Nene. Everybody go after Nene. And that is just tired at some point, and it's tiring, and it's also not fair to be the person that everybody is jumping on and villainizing, and it doesn't feel good to be in that position every single time.
Well, that's interesting because I always saw you as this anchor and the queen bee, and again, that doesn't mean the other girls are lesser than. I want to make that clear. You were the queen bee of the show, and you were the face of the show, and at one point in time, Nene, you arguably was the most famous Black reality star in the world.
Not at one time, at this very moment.
No, obviously, no, you still, no, you still are.
I haven't seen her if she's out there. Where is she?
Well, Tammy Roman says hi, but
I was about to say, because you got Tammy Roman, who was the initial Black reality star with I ain't remember the damn name. The Real World season 2 back in 90 what? And then after her, we had this little Black girl phenomenon called Tiffany Pollard, aka New York. So, let's as Mama would say, let's tread light. Let's tread light, maybe, because pay homage to those who came before thee, Lenithia Nene Leakes Caldwell.
Hey, Tabby. No, I'm teasing.
Hey, Tammy girl, call me and we'll talk about that.
We love Tabby. You know, all jokes aside, the face of Black reality TV and the face of reality television, white women love you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course.
I mean,
I don't go anywhere without people stopping me. Black, white, old, young.
But who is still getting hired to this day, long after their initial debuts have come and gone? I mean, you know, New York was just on College Hill, the most recent season. Tammy got that show. I have not watched it. Everybody said it was so funny. I can't remember the name. Is it on NBC or something like that? You know, they are still getting booked currently. Current tense. You know, they have bookings. They don't have a wannabe Sheba Sheree selling moo-moos and cover-ups. Just saying.
Yes.
Children, everybody, honestly.
You were also in network shows. Ryan Murphy loves you. Before I finish, how is your relationship today with Ryan Murphy?
I haven't seen Ryan in forever, but there's nothing but love there. I saw him a few years ago, and of course, we loved each other up and hugged and all those things, but I haven't seen him in a very long time.
Is there anything that happened between the two of you? Okay.
Never anything.
Okay. Okay.
I've never had a problem ever. Let's be very clear. I've never had a problem ever on any show that I've ever worked on before, ever. This is Housewives is the only show that they tried to give me the reputation, but I've never. My thing, and I've always spoken about it publicly, is to show up at work. I don't need anything. I'm not one of those talents that show up on set and I need this, chicken wings, a whole bunch of drinks, roses, M&M, peanuts, all car service, all this kind of stuff. I don't need any of that. I need some water and my check. And that's all I need, honey. I show up, I do what you asked me to do, and goodbye. And that's it for me. So there's no reason for anybody on any set to have any issue with me. I purposely be going to set and be like, don't say nothing, shut up. Okay, y'all, they calling for us. Let's go. Hurry up, Glam. Let's get on set. You know, I try to be on time with these people. I don't try to do anything. I don't want to cause no problems. That's the first thing I feel like they want to be able to say is that here come another Black girl causing problems. So I don't want to be her.
Why did you feel the need to sue Bravo, NBC, and Andy Cohen?
Baby, part 2 of my exclusive interview with Nene Leakes drops next Tuesday, August 1st at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern.
YouTube Music is a music app that lets
Cynical, you hit it right there. Because both of those roles, Coach Roz on Glee, which had some funny moments, I ain't gonna front, and The New Normal, both of those were Nene Leakes. It was like when they was writing out the descriptions for those roles, it was like, yeah, we're looking for a Nene Leakes type. Well, why not get the original? It wasn't a lot of stretch there. Matter of fact, you know it's bad when they don't even give you a new wig for your character or give you a different hair color. She kept that same Toucan Sam tight bob Decatur quick weave for Glee throughout all her episodes, and I think she had that same hair or roughly for The New Normal. Didn't even give her some dark highlights to kind of differentiate herself from Nene. No, they was like, oh yeah, girl, you can keep your same wig, it's no problem. Matter of fact, you know what, just don't do a thing, just do what you normally do and just come in and that's it. You know. Yes, that was part 1 of the interview. I mean, we just left off on season 6. We got to go all the way to season 12. The season 12, 13, 14, 15. Season 12, I think, was her last season. Yeah, we still got 6 more seasons to go. And then, of course, we got to get her response and her thoughts on the current seasons post Nene. So yeah, we gotta Yeah, we got more time. Yeah, that's all well and good. But like I said, at the end of the day, you know, people keep her name in you know, in pop culture because they want her back because she's going to turn the Real Housewives around. But there's an equal number of people who really don't care about what happened in her prime, what she once was, and all that good stuff. And it's a lot of people who do not care to see her back because she was poisoned in them last seasons, you know. And you know, if anybody, if you in general, and I say you, not you specifically, but you know, anybody out there overlooks that or can't see that, then you know, I have to question you because Nene at a certain point was literally starting fights out of thin air. She made up this whole snake gate with her and Yavanna and all this good stuff. There was a tape going around that, you know, was talking about Cynthia and blah, blah, blah. And when push comes to shove, when they asked her for receipts and who was on the tape, she could never give a straight answer. We built a whole damn season on Snakegate and who was supposed to be and who was supposed to be. And then she backed out of it. She backpedaled and pussyfoot out of that situation. And come to find out there was never a tape. It was just something that was made up. She started unnecessary arguments with Eva. Nasty as hell to Kenya. And I'm not a big Kenya fan. And, you know, a lot of times I'd be like, you know, give Kenya what she deserved. But she started unnecessary fights with Kenya. She dogged Portia the hell out, especially while she was pregnant. She dogged out Tanya, and Tanya didn't bother nobody. And Tanya was truly trying to be her friend, and she dogged her out. She just, you know, she can't stand Candy. It was like she just did a whole bunch of unnecessary shit under the guise of I'm that bitch, and no matter what I do, Bravo is gonna love me. They gonna pay me. They gonna keep me on. And Bravo had to give her the Bravo exit and show her that even she is expendable. So, you know. Oh yeah, that Frankenstein wig was terrible. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. Yeah, Nene sat out. I think she might have sat out maybe a total of 3 seasons throughout. Because, like I said, she wasn't there for season 9, and she came back, and then she disappeared again. And yeah, and then the last season, she didn't even film the whole season. They didn't bring her on until like episode 4 or 5. They started the whole season without her. So you know, it was like at that point the writing's on the wall. And then when she stormed off of that last reunion, that was season 12, when they had the virtual Zoom reunion due to COVID, and she was getting triple teamed by Candy, Eva, and Kenya. And she's like, I ain't got to take this. I ain't got to take this. And she flipped her laptop over, and then she didn't come back. That was it. Because the last thing you're going to do to Miss Andy and Miss Bravo is walk off their show like you some big titty heifer. That was it after that. Yeah, I mean, most reality shows are poison. That's why they're popular. Positive reality shows are for channels like TLC and Discovery. You know, if you want to do like big bucks and real money, and you don't have a gimmick like John and Kate +8 and the Duggars, you got to bring some nastiness, unfortunately. You know. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they still pull in money, they still pull in sponsorship revenue, and they still got the blogs talking and stuff like that. So as long as they can make more money than they shelling out, and as long as they can, there's a little drop of blood left in the turnip, they gonna squeeze it. This is true. I think that was another moment. It was like Bravo was like, "Oh, you are now becoming a liability. You are assaulting crew members and possibly your cast members." Yeah, that was not a good moment for her. We are on season 15 currently. Housewives of Atlanta get married to medicine or something. It's never going to be fun. Oh yeah. A lot of people are talking about they need to go the route of Housewives of New York and just totally revamp it, get a brand new cast, and start from scratch. Which honestly, I'm not objected to. I don't see that being a bad choice. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, it definitely evolved. It's definitely evolved. Well, yeah, we as we all know now, the Duggars had quite a few skeletons in their closet. But initially it was the excitement, the novelty of this quote unquote normal couple got all these damn kids, and all the kids are so well mannered and they don't step out of line, and everybody's happy and they're well adjusted, and it's like, how in the hell could this be? And that was the niche. Bring back Three's Company. You stupid. Just have two Atlantas, one though. New booty hoes. You know what? They are not about to do that. They are not about to do that. Like I said, I mean, it's nothing wrong with a revamp. Because honestly, as much as I am a Candy, never a stan, a fan of Candy, she doesn't have any more storyline. She's good. She got her family, she got her businesses, she got her money. She good. Kenya, you've ran your ground also. You finally got the husband, and that lasted 7 days. You finally got your kid, who was simply adorable. You're done. You can go. Sheree, I don't know why they brought Sheree back in the first place, and I'm so tired of her weeble wobble. Don't know whether she coming or going behind. Marlo, I'm so mad they gave her a peach. She could have really just stayed a friend of the show. Yeah, we can do the revamp. I'm all right with it. You stupid. All right, y'all. Damn, we they ain't gonna get that hoe a dented can of peaches from Pickway. They ain't got no label on it. They just got peaches wrote in black mark, and peaches is spelled incorrectly. That's what the hell she get. Or better yet, give her a moldy ass peach pie. Or some outdated peach juice. No. Matter of fact, because mama like to misname things. Get that hoe a cantaloupe and tell her it's a peach. They gonna have everybody else doing their promo shots holding actual peaches, and then this hoe in the corner holding a rotted cantaloupe. Ooh, Jesus. Oh, no, we'll get a whole peach popsicle. Don't let it drip, mama. You got to fill your tagline before it start dripping down your wrist. Oh, Jesus. Oh, y'all funny. Okay. We've been on here for almost 3.5 hours. We ain't did one of these in a minute. And it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Good Lord, y'all gonna ruin my beauty sleep. I have bags under my eyes when I wake up and be looking like mother. Who be kidding? On my worst day, I can never look as bad as she. Who am I? Anyway, I've had fun with y'all, clowning, chuckling, chortling, tee-heeing, and TTing. So, we definitely got a date for part 2 of the interview next week, but we'll definitely be on live before then. So thank y'all to the 48 who hung in strong. I love you guys. Y'all kept the comments live and lit as always. So y'all have a good night / morning. Love you all, and we will talk later.